All right, Big Man, today is Monday. It's November 14th. Welcome to the Dog Walk presented by Barstool Sports. Snake Draft Monday presented by Miller Lite. A little bit of a room swap. Little bit of a room swap here. If you're watching on YouTube, you notice Chief is on Zoom. Chief, I think you've announced you got the 19.
Yeah, first time with 19. So cringe to get it in 2022, but here we are. So.
Yeah. So in your seat, we have Chris Castellani, hailing from not Detroit, but right outside of Detroit.
Well, from Lansing to Detroit to Chicago.
There we go.
Yeah, exactly.
I gotta tell you, I wish you was sitting in my seat for trivia instead of Rudy.
Well, hey, Rudy was Rookie of the Year. I was not. Which he and I love Rudy. He actually apologized for when I ran into him in New York for taking my title there. But love the guy. Yeah.
Yeah, so Chris is here. Chris will be joining us on the draft. And then sitting in White Sox Dave's seat, we have Tommy Smokes in Chicago. Tommy, welcome back, number 5.
Yeah, 5-timers club for me on the draft. Excited. Looking for my second win. First time in the Chicago office, though.
First time. I was shocked to hear that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Shocked to hear that.
Yeah.
And then Carl and I.
That's all I got.
Perfect time.
Yeah, it's nice.
Tommy.
And then Carl and I
Just
are
like
here as
couldn't
normal.
be less impressed.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
and
you know,
that's on brand. That's on point. Like if Tommy came in here and was like, "Man, dude, this place is really cool.
This is fucking sick."
Yeah, like something would be up. If he
Yeah.
came in and just started giving sincere compliments about this place, I would.
Yeah, no, I'm not a sincere compliment guy. Never will be.
True. So yeah, that Carl and I are here as normal. We've been doing a lot of switching, a lot of mixing and matching the last 3 weeks. Obviously with Roper, and you were out last week, so
That was awesome, by the way. I didn't tell you guys, like,
thank you.
Richard Roper is like, one of my heroes. So
You're a big movie guy.
Yeah, like I grew up watching him and Ebert together. So that was like a crazy crossover to me, seeing that.
That was fun. A lot of good expertise there.
Yeah, and maybe some more
Crossover.
Maybe.
We'll have him back for sure. Yeah. We'll have him back. So today's draft is triggering sounds / worst sounds. Okay. Self-explanatory, right? We did best sounds before with KFC and Feidelberg, I think it was.
Best sounds?
Yeah, we did best sounds.
Wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
familiar.
you were there. No, you were not there for it. Sorry.
Correct.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is like the stuff that makes you what?
It just like
Squeal.
and like makes the fucking hair on the back of your neck stand up. Maybe
Is that different than being annoyed?
I think it can make you feel anything. Make you feel
Angry?
Yeah, I think those all account.
Okay. I think so.
Triggering a negative emotion.
I was gonna say any sort of negative emotion. I feel like
Hey, the
probably
more
plays
the more
into
I
it, yeah.
understand beforehand, I think the better off.
I think so. Anybody got anything on this beforehand?
I like my slate.
Okay.
I think now a lot of it is so. I think it's so secular that there's going to be people who are like, that bothers you, but I think that's going to look well on the graphic. Like, I think that'll play.
I have nothing.
Yeah, like what? Are you a triggered guy?
No,
But
you know, I mean, not really. No, I mean, there's sounds I'd say I'm pretty average in terms of sounds I dislike. I have a couple maybe off the wall picks, but yeah, I mean, I was surprised you guys haven't done this one already. Me and Eddie were bouncing topics back and forth for a while, and he landed on this one. And I thought, oh yeah, that seems like one that I would have thought we did. So I'm excited to hopefully win a draft.
And I always like Tommy for weird shit like this because he's got a weird brain. So it was nice to have him on. And then Chris, you just happened to be in town, so it was a great compilation here with everybody.
What?
Compilation.
Compilation, I think you find on the hub.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
that.
right.
I thought I got a little compilation.
COM, not CUM. No.
Do you like them though? Now that we're talking about them, do you like a compilation?
Oh, no.
No, not particularly.
Me neither.
I would say.
I need a story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like a consistent narrative.
Too many quick cuts. I'm not. The
Too many.
the Catwoman scene with Halle Berry was never my favorite.
How did these two people meet each other? That's what I want to know.
Exactly. But yeah, pretty straightforward. Triggering sounds, worst sounds, most irritable sounds is today's draft. We could just do the order. We can get the show on the road here. I honestly am so thrown off with how many chairs there are. So, Chief, we're just going to start with you first. Harry has a number 1 through 5 behind his back. What number is it, Chief?
2.
Yes.
I'll take the third spot.
All right, Carl.
3.
No.
1.
No.
4.
Yes.
I will take the second spot.
1 to 3. 2.
No.
1.
No.
3.
Yes.
There you go.
Took me a minute.
So you got 1, 4, or 5, Chris.
I'm going 1. I want to go 1-1. Yeah.
All right, 1 or 2, Carl.
1.
Yes.
All right, 4 or 5.
I'll take 5.
All right. So the order is Chris, Tommy, Chief, Eddie, Carl. Any other questions beforehand? I didn't see who won last week's draft, so I don't have that on me. But no, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. What?
Okay.
It
No.
wasn't the guy who picked Hawaii. I can tell you that.
I don't know. I think I have a shot. Before we get going here, though, I do want to say 'tis the season to get together with good friends and great drinks, and that means it's Miller time. Since 1975, Miller Lite has been the beer with taste you could depend on. No games, no gimmicks, just great beer. Not only is Miller Lite a great tasting light beer, it's also a great gift for beer lovers in your life. And for even more gift ideas perfect for beer lovers, visit Miller Lite shop. Visit the Miller Lite shop site at shopmillerlite.com. Shop.millerlite.com. Did you get that, Tommy?
Shop.millerlite.com.
You got it. Thank you. Say it one more time.
Shop.millerlite.com.
Thank you. Their new holiday collection features everything from cozy beer-inspired holiday sweaters to drinkable ornaments for your tree. This holiday, 'tis Miller Lite time, so enjoy Miller Lite time with friends and family. Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. Go to millerlite.com/redline to find the delivery options near you so you can give the gift of Miller Lite this holiday season. Or you can pick it up pretty much anywhere that they sell beer. 'Tis Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. Make sure you're enjoying some Miller Lite. All right, Chris, let's lead us off here.
All right. There's a story behind every one of these sounds for me. So
Okay.
growing up, and there is footage of all this stuff in the Castellani vault. I used to sing growing up. I was in like voice recitals and shit for a long time. I mean, there is visual evidence of me dressed like Gaston, singing Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. And when the reason I bring this up is because you did it on a stage, and you had to set up the stereo equipment and the microphone, and there was no sound I hated more than microphone feedback.
Yep.
When you would set up audio. And you would get that. I mean, I'm not even going to make the noise, but people who are watching or listening know what I'm talking about. That loud screech right in your ear when you're just hanging out, knowing like, okay, it's for the best. It's going to set up. It's going to make the audio sound good. Microphone feedback to me is like that is a guaranteed jolt of like cringe. I'm jumping. I can't handle it. Like I need to cover my ears. Always, still is. You know, no matter where I go. It's the reason why in my adult life I've never been to a concert because I'm terrified of microphone feedback.
Really?
I've never been to a concert as an adult now.
Because of this?
Well, it's
among
a
other
bold
reasons.
statement.
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
that is, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not against it, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm microphone feedback. That's 1-1 for me. Yeah.
Really?
Hey, Chris.
What's up, man?
Generally, these professional musicians who play
I
every
knew
single
somebody was
night
gonna say that.
have that issue under control. So I think your fear of going to a concert, we can get over that. Why don't you come back next weekend? Well, the boys will go out and have a nice time at a concert.
We'll work something out for sure. But for the time being, microphone feedback. Round 1, pick one.
This is like
Great pick.
bingo night. You know, like you go to
Yeah.
like the parish bingo night.
Yeah.
This is a nightmare bingo night.
Yeah,
Yes.
Sort of like,
the middle school Christmas recital.
Yes.
That you get that in your ear. Yeah. No,
B11. It's a nightmare.
I feel like I
I
just
think a lot when you're like plugging in aux cords or something, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
guitars and stuff. It's a shrill. It's not good.
Yeah, I think I just bizarrely grew up around it a lot in my young life, and I never recovered from the trauma. So yeah, that's my first pick.
I think it's good.
Yeah, it is traumatic because when you're on the mic, like if you have to get on the stage and it starts with you. Like we did this the Chiclets Cup, and I was gonna announce like them to come announce their beer, and we're in front of like 800,000 people, whatever it was. I grabbed the mic and it was just all feedback, and I was like, oh fuck, it feels like it's your fault. It's embarrassing. You're paralyzed. There's nothing you can do about it. It's a horrible sound. It's a great pick.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you're right. When it is your fault, everyone's like, well, what the fuck, dude? Figure it out. It's like,
Yeah.
you got to deal with it. You got to wear it, and you got to deal with the annoyingness of it. So, no, I think it's good.
Yeah, I had it on my list as well.
I did too. I did too.
Okay, cool.
Do you have it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Microphone
Really high, super high on the list.
feedback is bad.
Big.
All right, Tommy, you're up.
So this is an easy number one overall for me. When you told me the draft topic, this is the first thing that came to mind. It's metal utensils on a plate. Metal utensils that hit a metal plate. Maybe you cut too deep into a piece of steak, a piece of chicken, or whatever. That is like the definition of what I'm thinking this draft is. It's like that. Like I said, I don't get too annoyed with a lot of sounds. That is one. Even just right now thinking about it is sending like a shiver down my body.
It got to me when you said it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's a really good pick. Yeah.
It is horrible. Even right now, I feel it. I feel it. You could feel it in your body. It's a sound you somehow feel in your entire body.
It's bad. Especially when you were a kid, too, and you'd have those fucking real antsy kids who would just, do it on purpose. And they would,
Yeah.
Rainforest Cafe, they would just seesaw it like it was a fucking, they were chopping on a Christmas tree.
But at least there you expect it. I'm almost thinking like an unexpected, maybe you do it at a restaurant, you embarrass yourself, or just, sitting with your parents at dinner or whatever. It's horrible. It is a triggering sound.
Yeah, like it just made my skin crawl thinking about it.
Yeah.
Are these sounds all made exponentially worse when you're responsible for them? I mean, I feel like they have to be. Like,
I would actually think maybe the opposite. Like, I feel like maybe if you make the sound,
I think it's a complete opposite. Yeah.
yeah, you're like more. You almost maybe expect it's coming in some cases, whereas like
Right.
if you hear somebody else do it unexpectedly. I mean, this one is bad no matter what.
for
I
sure.
think.
Well,
But
I just meant in terms of embarrassment, where
It's probably also depends on the guy.
Yeah.
Depends on the guy.
Oh,
Or it
nice.
depends. I think that's more of like a one-on-one thing where maybe there's certain cases where you would be embarrassed. But I think the lack of control of these sounds is what kills me.
Yeah.
You're just like, I just want to go over there and wrangle. Like, I don't know. This bothers me. It's annoying, triggering. Yes. But you can't do anything about it.
Right.
I disagree,
Yeah, no.
though. I think I'm with Chief, though, where I hosted a charity event like a month ago, and I did the same thing. I was reading off like a split the pot ticket, and the feedback came back, and the whole place looks at you like I'm not the sound guy. Like, I don't know what I'm doing.
I think,
you know what
I
I
mean,
mean?
I'm not tipping it. I don't want to tip any picks here, but I think there are things where it's like it's worse if somebody else is doing it. Right? If it's like you doing it, whatever. I won't say anything else. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got accused of tip picking last time I was on, so I don't want to have that
appreciate
again.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. But no, this is certainly a bad one. Chief, anything on this?
That one doesn't bother me as much.
Oh,
I
you're
feel like
crazy.
if you walk into a restaurant, like it's just almost kind of like background noise. It's not a great sound, but it doesn't, like you're saying, you feel it in your body. It doesn't impact me that way. But it's a draftable pick. I don't know if I would have had. I didn't have it on my board though.
Okay.
And I'm not talking about, your common, like just, utensils on a plate. I'm talking about one where it's like worse than your average.
I think
cut.
cutting into a
Like
steak is a
even a
perfect
scratch.
example
Yeah.
of that, where you
Yeah.
just cut a little bit much and it slides across the dish.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like either of the first two at all. But I felt your pick a little more. Chief, you're up.
I feel like this is going to be a very personal draft, so I feel like I might get roasted at any time. But I'll take low battery on a smoke alarm. So where it's just fucking beeping, but if you have 3-4 in your apartment or your house, whatever, for whatever reason, you could be standing right underneath the one that's beeping and you can't tell. You think it's in the other room. It drives you insane trying to figure out. Then you have to take them all out. You get the step stool or the chair out. That low battery on a smoke detector is, to me, like the thing that will drive me crazier than anything that's drafted today.
No, I think that's a great pick. I was like very, very highly considering going there next.
I feel like those
Okay.
are more alarms for sure. Carbon monoxide alarms are the ones that I feel like no one can ever fix. Like in the realm of, or in the history of me with alarms in my house, I feel like the carbon monoxide one is the one where like when that goes out, there's just something about the technology with carbon monoxide detection. As opposed to the smoke detectors, I feel like they've got a pretty good, they've come around on that.
It's also like, oh my God, am I about to die from carbon monoxide poisoning?
It's heavy.
I had that on my
It's a
worst
level of
ways to
paranoia,
die
yeah.
draft as well. Yeah, those
The
alarms.
first time you learn about carbon monoxide poisoning, I remember I was like in 5th grade, hanging out at my buddy Dustin's house or something. We were watching like one of those emergency 911 shows, and then like, we didn't sleep at all. We were just like, we're gonna fucking die tonight. Like,
It's like,
turn
wait
the
a
AC
minute.
off.
There's just this odorless thing you can't see that can kill you.
Kids
It's
are
horrifying.
dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So get your batteries checked. That's a very triggering. That's why it's a triggering sound, because it's so dangerous.
Yeah.
Danger.
Yeah, like they make it that way so you figure out which one is low and you get that thing fucking fixed, because that beep is worse than the death, I think. Like that, I think maybe it's not. Maybe they should just let it go and just take the batteries out and then just let the carbon monoxide take it, because the battery sound, the low battery sound is the worst.
There's something about it to me as well that's very college. I think everyone's lived in a college house where it's like, would you turn that fucking thing off? It's like, why don't you do it? Like, and you're just arguing with your roommates, like who's like, I don't know, at least maybe I just had this problem where I lived in a house with like 12 dudes and everyone's just bitching about which smoke detector it was, whose room it was in. And then you'd like rip it out and then it still wouldn't do it. And then like you take the batteries out, it still wouldn't fix it. And like, obviously you should just put new batteries in and make sure it works, because that's like the safe thing to do. But yeah, this is the worst. This is bad.
Bad.
It's a good pick.
Thank you.
It's a good pick.
I feel weird being on this side of the screen, I gotta say. Like, I don't know when to jump in. I feel like isolated. It sucks.
Well, you got COVID in almost 2023, pal. So I don't know. I don't know what to say.
I don't know how the guests do it, is my point.
Yeah, it's hard. And we judge, now that I'm on this side, it's like, ugh, look at Chief, that outsider. I'm like repulsed.
What a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Okay, it's to me. I really think I was gonna go with that one, Chief. So fuck you. Do I take the cliche?
Jeez, Ed, first round blues. I know what you're gonna do now. See,
Yeah,
Ed's won. Now let's before Ed makes his pick. Ed's won a couple drafts. Ed's got a hot hand, and no one's talking about it. But Eddie's got a hot hand now. What Eddie's gonna do right now is he's debating whether or not he wants to win the draft, because he can win the draft. Do it, Ed. Take it. Just fuck it. Because if you don't take it, I'm taking it. There's no way it gets passed. There's no way.
What?
I don't know if we're thinking the same thing.
Okay, fine.
No, you have. Okay,
fine.
I think so. Okay, let's see. I think you are.
I was thinking about just going with the cliche, the example that I used for the draft.
No, that's
and
right.
And it's nails on a chalkboard.
Duh.
I mean, it's
Okay, yeah.
I
That's what I'm
don't
talking
think
about,
that's
bro.
a great pick.
It just
You know
on
what?
the graphic
Overrated.
though. On the graphic
Yeah.
though, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's a great pick either. But on the graphic, you're just giving pig slop. So Ed,
Here's the thing. I think the argument that it's overrated is because it doesn't happen that often.
I was going to say,
nobody uses fucking
I would
chalkboards.
reckon to say that I've never heard nails on a chalkboard.
Time out, Mr. Smokes. Have you ever had your teacher when the chalk broke?
Yeah.
And
Is that nails, though? Or
but
is that...
whatever that is? It's not good. It's
Fair.
not good.
Fair.
It was a great pick in 1987.
for anyone who ever saw the movie Jaws. It's
Fuck
great.
you,
Great
dude.
man,
What do you mean?
chalkboards
Like,
were brutal too. That was a tough time to go through. Like
what? So you're telling me like iPad society is just gonna
Chalk
fucking
everywhere.
smoke my pick?
I mean,
It could.
It's like I don't even know if I know really what that sound is. Like, I've seen it in like disgust and pop culture. Like, it's like known as the sound to describe other bad sounds, but it's just like kind of irrelevant in today's society. Like, no one's ever going to hear it ever again.
What do you mean? Like,
I mean, I think a lot of schools have whiteboards now.
Yeah.
Like markers and...
and those have a lot of good sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, but sure. You could still go to
Whoa, you okay there, pal? You want a minute?
time out. I'm just like, I just don't like this fucking narrative that like the chalkboard's dead. So I'm just like ready to run through the wall for the fucking chalkboard.
Next week, watch Eddie do chalkboard week next week.
Yeah.
He's going to talk to the last guy who's manufacturing chalkboards.
Yes.
A guy who's out still cleaning erasers. A teacher that still thinks fucking chalkboards are back.
Schools are on Zoom now sometimes.
Yeah.
Like that's,
Fucking bet me right now, I'll get the fucking biggest chalkboard manufacturer in the country.
I was going to take this fifth.
Were you?
Yeah. I think it's a great pick because when you sent the text message, you said triggering sounds was the first text message. The second text message was like nails on a chalkboard. And I was like, oh, well, that makes all the sense in the world. But I didn't understand triggering sounds came in. I was like, I have no idea what he's talking about. And then you said nails on a chalkboard. And immediately I was like, I know exactly what Ed's talking about. And I think that's basically the only fucking euphemism you could use. Of course, it's a triggering sound.
Yes.
Now, to Smoke's point, how often do you hear it in 2022? I don't know, but if you said nails on a chalkboard, you know it's coming.
Yeah.
You know it's coming. I didn't see Lawrence Taylor play, but I know he was a great fucking linebacker.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I'm
fair.
saying?
Yeah, and like and I knew this would happen. Like everyone's just going to talk about the fucking iPad society. I could go down to the South, and there's still fucking old women writing up their fucking banana
they
pudding.
have technology in the South.
Well, I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
you
like,
didn't have to go. You didn't have to get geographic, dude.
fuck you. You
Well,
know
I mean,
what
a lot
I'm
of
saying?
people
You
listen.
just lost the South.
These,
Go with
these,
Carl.
these highfalutin
Fuck
people.
you. I'm thinking of a nice boutique fucking, a nice home cooking banana pudding restaurant that puts her menu on her chalkboard. That's all I'm saying.
And is
like,
using
it's
her
still very
nails on it.
prevalent.
Liberal elite, Eddie.
All right. Fucking Tofano's, a nice fucking restaurant in fucking Chicago, Illinois.
Go
the
get
fucking
your
north.
ashes. Just go get your
Yes,
ashes.
get your ashes this Ash Wednesday. They have their fucking menu exclusively on a chalkboard. Chalkboard still exists.
Oh,
That's
you
my
know what?
point.
I was at Spring Lounge in New York, and they have a chalkboard menu, and I thought it was utterly pretentious.
well,
But that's
I
a
love
great
Spring- I love
place. That's a
Spring
great
Lounge.
place.
Yeah.
I stumbled
Wasn't it?
upon it,
Yeah,
and
it's
it
a
turned
good-
out to be like one of the coolest
good
parts.
spot.
Spring Lounge. I'll get people will be like, I know I'll get some love from that. But my point is this, Eddie. The chalkboard's a little bit obsolete, but it's a great pick.
Oh, time out. First day of fucking school. You got a kid. Those chalkboards are on fucking Instagram and fucking social media all the time. Don't tell me the
Yeah,
chalkboard's
that's true.
dead.
That's like kids bring in their own
Yes.
little personal chalkboard.
Yeah.
I want to be this when I grow up.
Don't
and
fucking
shit.
tell me that, fucking Mr. fucking homely chief, that the chalkboard's dead. All right?
Did you play with chalk
I
on
think
this?
you should have just left it at Carl's analogy with Lawrence Taylor. I thought that was like your best argument. You
Yeah.
still know,
right.
still it's a relic of the past, but it was an all-time great. So I think that's the best argument. You trying to say that chalkboards are still relevant? Sorry.
I think I just made a good fucking example, though.
Oh, that's like saying candles are still relevant because some people have them in their house for decoration. It doesn't mean that they're like a functional thing that you need to get through the day. Like it's not a light source anymore the way it used to be.
By the way, there's a cell in anthropology. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll check that out. Whatever. Nails on a chalkboard.
It's a joke.
Number 4
they probably
overall.
do have some discounted from the fall, but I like candles a lot.
I like
like
the
it.
smell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, Chief does.
But I'm not reading by them is my point.
Correct.
I'm
Yeah,
not
that would be
reading.
if you were reading by candlelight. That's trying a little too hard. I'm not saying you specifically, Chief. I just mean anyone out there that prefers reading by candlelight. But you know what? Actually, now that I say it, it's probably a lovely experience if you like
I think it
reading.
makes you go blind.
Oh,
Yeah. Got a lamp.
How much is a mini chalkboard on Amazon?
Wow. Speaking
I
of-
think you deserve some pushback just for taking the cliche pick. So I think that's where a lot of
Fair. And I have to fight, all right? I have to fight. Carl, you're
Okay, I'm gonna get shit on this because people will be like, "Well, you can just easily avoid it." And I've bitched about this on Twitter before, and people are like, "Well, you obviously don't have fucking kids," but like babies crying on an airplane, just will send me to Mars. And I know it's a bad that makes me a bad person because babies are sweet and innocent, and they shouldn't be. You're at 30,000 feet, and there's air pressure, and this is a bad situation. But like, if the headphones are out, or my wife has to borrow them because she didn't bring, or if like that baby's getting to me, I can't. It'll suck the
Fuck
fucking
that
life out of
baby.
me.
I'm not getting. No one's gonna get offended by that. Fuck
you
that
see,
baby.
Okay, you see, this is where we both agree and disagree because I don't. To me, that's a good pick, but not for the reasons people might think. Like, I just find it sad. Like that's why it's like a sound that like I just don't enjoy, because it's like it's a child crying. Yeah. I don't look at it and go, like,
but kids cry about a lot of
fuck
stuff.
That kid. I just right.
I mean, but like baby, yeah. I feel like a very small fluctuation can make a baby cry. So like I don't think that baby's like, the baby's in his mother's arms or whatever. Like that baby's fine. That baby's in a good situation.
But it's also like,
shut up.
Have a sense of like how annoying you're being, to that baby.
Okay,
like understand.
Tell me getting mad at babies is
Here we
try
go.
to understand how like inconsiderate your crying is for everybody who's trying to enjoy their flight.
I mean, it's okay.
Kid's an asshole. But I said that on Twitter and people were really mad at me. They're like, bring your headphones. I'm like, well, I did bring my headphones.
Recently?
This was a trip to New York in maybe September of 2020.
Yeah, the parents have a strong bond on this. You know?
Yeah.
Like, that's a big thing where they're like, hey, like, don't worry, like, I was there, like.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm gonna get. So there are guys who are like, you don't know what it's like. Wait till you guys have kids. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about being there and not having control over it. Babies on an airplane. Now, Ed, you like your niece and nephew, or
Yeah, I like them.
they cry a lot, or
They're passable.
Yeah, they're good. They're good guys, good girls. No, I'm kidding, obviously, but I do like them.
Kidding about liking?
No. I like them more than how I answered that. But they don't cry that often anymore. They used to, I would say.
yeah.
Well, I think that's the distinction. Babies crying on a plane doesn't bother me. If you have a kid who's like a toddler, like
that's a good point.
2-year-old, and you can't shut that kid up, I want those parents banned for life, because a toddler crying drives me insane. A baby crying, it's like, babies cry.
That's fair.
I can kind of just like tune that out. But if it's something that gets me more mad at the parents when it's a toddler.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's like a baby. As a parent, you probably can't control your baby crying. You can, if it's like a 2.5-year-old. You should be. If you're a good enough parent, you should be able to kind of reel it in.
Some toddlers are fucking menaces, bro.
Yeah, because their parents didn't raise them correctly.
They didn't bring a chalkboard on the flight with them.
No, I don't know. Some of them, I don't know what you do. But there is a distinct difference, because the toddler experience on a plane, like they're kicking this back of the seat, they're grabbing a handful of your hair. I had that like a couple weeks ago on my flight to Miami. It was rough, but I was like,
You were assaulted?
well, he was kicking my seat. He was grabbing my hair a little bit, but I have more. Is empathy or sympathy? I fucked those up. I had more of that because I have nieces and nephews, but.
Sympathy is when you can feel bad. Empathy is when you can relate.
Okay. All right. Maybe empathy, but Carl doesn't, obviously.
I just don't. It's different triggering. It's just like triggering this torture. It's like torturous to me.
No, you're literally buckling in. Sorry. Like when you're.
Yeah, like I'm not going anywhere. There's
like
nothing
you're like,
I can do about this. Next pick?
Yeah. Go again.
Back to you.
Back to you.
I mean, I have like a couple that are really bad. Really, really bad, but they're more prolonged. I'm going to take... I'm blanking. I'm sorry. I'm going to take... Fuck it, this is old school, but I want it on my graphic. I'm going to take the car alarm that won't go off. And you have no idea where it's at. And you could be like at a dinner or something, and it's like the valet keys are messed up or something, and it's just going. And at first you're like, wow. When you first hear a car alarm, you're like, wow, people still have car alarms?
Yeah.
Like that guy, that's actually kind of cool. And then you're like, I remember my uncle had a car alarm on a Mustang in the 90s, and he'd be like, don't touch the car, else it'll go off, and he'll get all mad. But that was like 25 years ago. And then it just keeps going. Now, if you hear a car alarm for like 5 seconds, you're hearing that thing for like 15 minutes. There's no car alarm that's like casually going off. Once it gets in there, it's in there and it doesn't fucking leave. Now, I know this is different than the sounds because you said sounds that made me instantly react. These are sounds that like over a long period of time will absolutely just fucking rip me apart, drive me insane. Car alarm.
That's a good pick. Yeah.
I think that's a great pick. And the people who will intentionally set off their car alarm with the panic button just because they can't remember where they're parked,
Well, careful.
jail.
Careful.
Jail. absolute coming out of. Oh, you do this, Carl?
I think
You
it's a
park it over
convenient. I was at the Field of Dreams game in the middle of a cornfield, completely pitch black, and there's just people wandering everywhere. You would, if they didn't have that functionality, I swear to God, there's still at least a couple dozen people in Iowa right now fending for themselves.
Yeah,
We
but-
created a secondary
But
culture
can't you
out
just
there.
hit the lock button and it makes a noise?
You could, I guess.
You can, and that's fine. But I know there are people who are like, that's not good enough. I have to have a constant like.
Well, I think it's an emergency
sonar
button for a
beacon.
reason. It's an emergency
like
button,
if
but
you're-
don't just get rid of it.
Well, it's the emergency button's like I'm getting carjacked or I'm getting like there is an actual emergency, not like I can't remember if they're parked in this aisle or that aisle.
This is a personal one for me. Growing up, my mom's Subaru Forester, for whatever reason, often went off very loudly. I think it was her fault. I think she didn't know she locked it the wrong way or something, because my dad would always be like, you keep doing this, like it's not the car's fault, it's your fault. It would lead to like a lot of fights, and they're together. But it's the second snake draft I had to clarify that my parents are not divorced. But like I would get annoyed too. We're all screaming at each other like, shut the fucking car off. And like, it'd be going off in my driveway, and I'd be worried like the neighbors are going to hate us. We don't know how to control. And I don't know how it happened. It would happen, and we couldn't get in the car. It would just be going off loudly at parking lots. I think it was my mom's fault. It had to be my mom's fault. But whatever. And that noise was, it was bad. It was bad.
We're also not even bringing to attention that we're talking about the built-in alarms right now. We haven't even touched on the ones that the customized ones, like the ones that people had installed. I feel like those were 10 times worse, and I feel like those reached their peak in like the 90s and like the mid 2000s. You know, the ones that go wee, ooh, wee. You know what I mean? Like those ones that just never seem to stop.
Mm-hmm. Or a guy is just putting an alarm like a custom alarm on like, you're like, dude, that's like a fucking Chevy Monte Carlo. That's like, you got like 18,000. Like, why do you have it's a used 86 fucking Coupe de Ville? Like, no one's touching that fucking thing, man.
Yeah.
Maybe a Coupe de Ville. That's actually a nice ride, I guess.
And
I actually have no clue.
And if they're so sensitive and that they just go off at the drop of a hat, it's so fucking bad. It's so bad.
Well, it happened to me a few weeks ago, or actually it was about 2 months ago. I was accused of breaking into my own car outside of a movie theater in Lansing, Michigan, because the automated remote battery was no longer working, and I probably should have taken it in about 2 weeks earlier just to replace the battery. But then I went to see Bullet Train, and then came out of the theater, and I was not able to get into my car, so I used you open up the key. There's a little, like an actual key, and not automated, but a little key there. I put it into my car, and then it just blared. And I'm sitting there in a mall parking lot as people are looking at me like I'm an asshole who just tried to break into somebody's car. And I had to stand there and go, "This is actually my car. This is my car." So, yeah, no, that's a good pick, because especially that noise blaring in your ears, rough.
But when it's yours, another one similar to your pick, it is embarrassing.
Yes, that one was bad, because you have to stand there and go, "This is actually my car. I'm not doing any. There's no criminal activity going on." Yeah,
And you just don't know how to defeat it.
right.
It's tough.
Yeah,
Good pick. Good pick.
yeah.
Car alarms off the board. You talked about the Iowa game. Speaking of games, if you're looking to go to a game this winter, check out the Game Time app, the exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Created by fans for fans, Game Time is a ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows, and they guarantee the lowest price. If you haven't given Game Time a shot yet, we don't know what you're waiting for. You guys are going to love this app. We've had tons of Barstool fans using it, hitting us up on social about the great deals they're getting. Tom, you've been to a few games, right?
I've been to a game. I've been known to go to a game in my day.
What have you used Game Time for a Yankees playoff game, I believe?
Yeah, we used Game Time when we went with Chico, went to the Bronx.
There
Best
you go.
spot, last minute tickets. Going to a Knicks game with my friend soon.
There
We're
we
like,
go.
we're going to Game Time. I got one of my friends who doesn't follow much Barstool content or whatever, didn't know about Game Time. I was like, you got to start using Game Time. Now he's going to concerts out to the zoo.
Beautiful. You got your eye on any games, Chris, coming up?
Coming up, we'll see, but used Game Time a lot when I was in Omaha with Mitzi. It was a lifesaver. It was great.
There you go.
Yeah.
Maybe that Big 10 championship.
Beat Ohio State. We'll see what happens.
Let's see what happens.
Get back to Indy. Yeah.
Let's go, Michigan. Just check out that Game Time app. Download the Game Time app. Go to the account tab. Create a login. Redeem code DOGWALK for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Download Game Time, last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. All right, back to me.
What, you got nails on a chalkboard? Okay.
There's still a lot of good ones here, man. There's still a lot of good ones. I'm just trying to think of the one that like actually makes me the most angry, though. You know? Mm-hmm. All right. If I'm driving and you're in my car and that like and you don't put on your seatbelt, that seatbelt reminder.
Great pick,
that's a
Ed.
great
Oh,
one.
wow.
It's a
That's a
great
good
pick.
one.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now they don't go off.
Yeah.
Or before you could jerry rig it. All you had to do
Yeah.
was just like you just had to click the seatbelt button and it would stop.
Yeah.
That's a great one. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Oh man, I have a friend who just refuses to put it on. I'm like, dude, it's like actually a good thing.
The milk chug champ?
No,
Okay, because I
not-
feel like he would never put it on. I apologize. That's just a very specific reference for Eddie's group
Yeah.
of friends. That was
No, it's not him. But it's like it's not that hard, and it's so fucking annoying. It just pisses me. I'll just stop now. I'll just stop, and I'm like, dude, I'm not moving until you put it on. I'm just not moving.
just a safety
Wait, so he's impervious to it? He'll sit there and let it ding all day?
He'll just let it ring. Yeah,
It's
And I'm like,
psychopathic.
it's
I don't know
crazy.
how you could possibly do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So maybe it's like fresher in my brain, so that's why I took it in the second round. But
Have you ever been driving around, not put your seatbelt on, and you'll go a couple minutes and realize that the sound's going on in the background? Because that'll happen to me. Or does that sound get you every time right away?
yeah, like
I feel like there's a couple times where that sound, it just goes in one ear and out the other. you
Sure,
know?
yeah, like
early morning run to McDonald's or something.
you could do
or,
if it's a couple blocks to like Starbucks or something. you
yeah,
know?
and you're not even like paying attention to it, but then you'll realize you're like, God, this fucking sound. Oh, I'm not wearing my seatbelt.
Yes,
It's a terrible sound, Ed.
it's awful.
I always wear my seatbelt.
So do I. I mean,
drive?
I
You
truthfully
drive?
always do.
Not
You-
much.
You haven't driven on the highway,
Do you
right?
have
Yeah.
a license?
I have a license. Yeah, I just don't. I mean, I never have to drive in the city and at home. I try
How
to
old were you
avoid
when
it.
you took the test?
I was 17. I was pretty young. I mean, relatively average.
Same.
Yeah.
I didn't
But
know
it's
if you're
just-
one of those guys that waited or.
No, I feel it does seem like I would be. It seems like I'd be allergic to nuts, but I'm not. Those are two qualities it seems like I would have, but I don't have.
Are we sure?
I'm positive.
You
yeah.
should develop a nut allergy.
It would be good for my brain. It would be good for my brain.
It truly would.
Yeah.
It can happen, dude.
Yeah.
When I went to college,
You had a buddy who.
I worked for the football team, and there was like an assistant strength coach. He like found like a good deal on almonds, and he just like ate too many almonds, and he developed an almond allergy.
People will see me eating a nut and they'll slap it out of my hand. I'm like, dude, you're allergic. Like, no.
It would be really good for your brain.
It would be, yeah. I'll do my best.
So yeah, seatbelt reminder signal. So you've never driven on the highway still?
Yeah, I forgot at this point, whatever. I'll get around to it eventually. It snowed in driver's ed that day, so it's like,
Well, you can't risk that.
yeah, I mean,
But have you ever been in an Uber where the Uber driver, if you're sitting in the back, like enforces you to, he's like, hey, like put your seatbelt on. When an Uber driver tells that to me and there's no beep, I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, I'm not putting the seatbelt on. I'm in the back seat. If I'm sitting in the front seat and I hear one little note, one little ding, it's on automatically. So it's like, that's the power of that noise. If a person tells you to do it, it's like, shut up, dude. I'm fine back here. A beep does it, and it's an automatic. You don't say no. You put it on immediately.
maybe the driver, that's how he gets you to put it on. He just goes, put it on, like he just makes that noise manually with his mouth just until you put it on.
That would somehow be worse.
Yeah.
It would be worse. Yeah.
All right, so it seems like the people like the pick.
Good pick.
Chief, you're up.
I feel like there's a ton of really good ones left. I'll just take the dentist drill. Like that one, like you're in the chair and you hear that gun going and it's as soon as he hits it and it's like that noise, you know, like you're in for a bad day, and it's just a bad noise in general. So I'll take the dentist drill, but there's probably a lot of dentist ones that you can take, I feel like, but I'll take the drill.
Great pick.
Thank you, Chris.
Never really got me. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I experienced it that
Yeah, me neither.
much.
Me neither.
Maybe.
No root canal guys here?
Never.
No.
I had one.
I had a lot. Our dentist is really good friends with my uncle. It was just like a cool time to go over there, and we'd get like You get like toys and stuff for going to the dentist. It was like
I
a good
hate
friend of the family. So
What
it was like
kind of
I had like a
toys?
pleasurable experience. We get like action figures and like Legos and stuff, and
Oh, nice.
you go in and be like, oh yeah, go pick something out of the bin over there. It's a nice dentist. Shout out Tommy Powell. But a drill, to Chief's point, like the smell gets me.
Oh,
Maybe
it smells bad.
yeah, this smell could be like an underrated pick in a really just rancid smell draft when they had that drill going into the tooth. Just fear. I think this might be the first sound that elicits like
Yeah.
oh, I'm so fucked.
It's an anticipatory thing.
Yeah.
Where it's
Yeah.
because the thing is, the dentist is not as painful as you think it is. But when you hear that sound, you're like, I'm paying somebody essentially to punch me in the face. Like, this is going to be one of the worst things ever. It's never as bad as you think, but just especially because it's right in your ear. You're like, this is going to be the worst. This is going to be the worst. So, yeah, I'm with you on that. That was going to be my next pick. Yeah.
And if it's like, even though you're all numbed up, when you're drilling, you still feel like the vibration.
100%.
I fucking hate that. I hate the sound. I hate the smell. I hate that feeling. So I thought that would be more well received besides just Chris.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's fine.
I guess it's definitely a thing. I guess maybe we just haven't
Yeah,
experienced.
to me,
it as
it's
much.
maybe similar to the nails on the chalkboard one. Like,
Yeah.
I know it's bad, but I haven't experienced it really
Yes.
that much.
Like braces. I remember a different tool more than that.
Yeah.
That tool sucked too.
Yes. Which I'm not going to say.
The whole orthodontic experience is
Yeah.
treacherous.
Yeah, but you're right. We never done a worse smells, but that's bad smell.
We haven't?
No, we've never done worse smells. It's on the list.
Oh, you know what? I mean, we gotta get this list going. I want to see this. I love. That's like one of the great. Oh shit!
Oh,
I'm sorry.
shit.
We just
Mic
had
feedback.
we just had a bad sound. We just had a bad sound. I just
Yeah.
tripped the.
Oh, no, is it off?
I tripped the fucking.
Oh, bad feedback.
You
Are we
got
back?
that?
I
Did
got
you get
it.
it? Ed?
No, I didn't get it.
Ed's on a
Oh.
different box.
No,
The three of
I
us
got
are
it.
on the same
Tommy and I
box.
got it. Wow.
So I kicked it.
It
How
was
was
bad.
that? Can we just do a quick reaction here? What would you guys think
So
of that
my
sound?
next pick to me, that sound Carl just made.
Do you want to overlay that sound for the audience so they can experience? Never. Okay.
Tommy, you're up.
I'm kind of surprised this is still on the board. It's kind of basic, but it's bad. Your alarm, phone alarm, whatever, morning alarm,
Good
wake
pick.
up alarm, and it's never a good sound. Well, whether it's the sound itself or the feelings that it triggers from you, I think it is the definition of a triggering sound more so than a worst sound, where it's just like, oh shit, I have to wake up. I have somewhere to be. I have to get out of bed. And it's like, whenever, I mean, the classic iPhone alarm right now that everyone has, I actually don't think the sound is horrible, but if you ever hear it, like you play it by accident and someone plays it, your body jolts. You're like, oh shit, am I supposed to be waking up right now?
Yeah.
So, the worst thing I ever did was I made a song that people say you should never make a song your alarm because it'll ruin that song. In
Yeah.
high school, I had YOLO by the Lonely Island. For whatever reason, that was my song alarm.
Wait, like the
Andy Samberg, and then
Yeah.
it goes like and like whenever I hear that now, still 10 years later, it's like I have to wake up. So it's like I don't know, a truly triggering sound. I think.
That's a perfect pick because I remember I always had the same alarm sound when I was working at the gas station, and I would hear it every
Yeah.
morning at 7:45, and just as a fresh reminder that I hated my life. And then about 2 months after I got hired by Barstool, I set my alarm for it was something else. It was something beyond working at the gas station, and immediately I'm like, I got another shift at the gas station. Like so,
Yeah.
that is a perfect description of just like it's not because you're right. Like it's like a generally kind of jolly sound, but when you hear it under certain circumstances, you're like, oh god, here we go again. So yeah, no, that's a perfect pick, I think. Yeah.
The phone alarm.
Any
So
alarm,
it doesn't even matter which ring that you use.
I just your morning alarm. If I had to put
Morning
a
alarm.
graphic term on it, your morning alarm.
I
wakes you up.
associate it with like that generic iPhone alarm.
Yeah, me too.
That would
Yeah.
be mine, but you could do.
I'm
any,
sure the
yeah.
old school alarm too, like the red alarm, like whatever, like that as well. But I'm thinking your wake up morning alarm is triggering.
Yeah. Like if that's something you heard at like Sunday afternoon, you'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck, I'm not looking forward to hearing that in about 14 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back to me, right?
Yeah.
All right. I got two now.
Yeah.
Okay. This was one that this was one of my first big realizations that I might have sensory issues was, okay, wet, squeaky boots on a floorboard or in any capacity just sliding across concrete, or that like when it's raining and somebody's sliding boots across a surface. I like if it happened right now in this office, like I would contort. Like
Really?
Like a
yeah.
squeaky sound? Like
Yeah, that's like just like wet boots or wet shoes just sliding across, not over carpet, like because over carpet then you're kind of drying them off, but just over like a hardened surface. To me, that just breaks me. Like I can't handle that. That's like the worst for me. Yeah, I mean I don't know what you guys think of it. I mean,
like
that's a
wet
good
shoes on a hardwood floor. Say if I was like outside and it was like raining a little bit, and I was like outside to like take some trash out, and then I was like walking back in with it. Does that cross that threshold, or does it need to be like a tile type surface?
If you did what you just described,
Yeah.
I'd cover my ears. Like I couldn't handle it. Like
That's interesting. The interesting thing to me is the tile difference, because to me, squeaky shoes are squeaky shoes.
He's not saying squeaky. He's talking about like a wet impact.
Oh, I thought you were saying more squeaky.
No, he's saying like wet.
I'm thinking like elementary school when like people would drag their sneakers against like the elementary school floor.
No,
like,
not quite. And I get what you're saying. It needs to be. This is so specific.
This is something that
No, I
like,
like
happens
this. Is
because
interesting.
like, when
It's specifically wet shoes on a hardened surface, sliding across tile or concrete. Usually boots, but yeah, that one always got to me. Like when I played like, and this obviously a long time ago, but when I would like play basketball like in middle school and it would rain like before a game. And people would just like walk into the locker room with their not game shoes on and just slide them across. Like I couldn't handle it. I would freak out about it. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's very specific. It might not play well in a graphic, but like, yeah, that always got to me. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you watch basketball games on mute?
I have a hard time going to basketball games
Because of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Truly, it's and again, we brought up concerts earlier, but that's a tough one for me. It's just and again, that's it's a little bit hypocritical because that's not a wet surface, like it's guys playing on on the hardwood, but yeah, that's
the sound.
It's a very similar sound, and I have a hard time with it. Like I was at when Michigan played for the Big Ten championship last year in Indianapolis, the night before they played, I went to a Pacers game, and I specifically bought seats to make sure that I wasn't close to the floor because I would not have been able to like deal with it. Just that sound across.
Really?
Yeah.
Can we do Chris a favor and just say basketball squeaks?
If you want to,
no, I think it's his wet shoes on a hardwood surface.
Yeah, if you want to roll with basketball squeaks, you can. But yeah, I mean,
it's your pick, but
Yeah,
it sounds like it would be an easier thing to identify, I think, for everyone else. But if you want, it's your pick.
No, I mean you're welcome to. Basketball games when I was very young, like 5, 6, were always tough because I hated the sound of squeaky shoes and I hated the sound of the buzzer. Like that was always like a huge triggering thing for me. Now ultimately, I got over it. I'm an adult now, but yeah, that one stands out to me. So
It's interesting though. You talked about some of this stuff too, so it's
yeah, no, I mean it's people know.
Yeah.
So and then I got one more here. All right, this is another one. Again, my picks are very just like personal to me. I fucking hate bees. Like, and I know there's people all the time who are like, bees are very important to the ecosystem, or fuck them. I don't fuck a bee and a stinger. Like, so specifically, bees in your ear. Like growing up, all the way through high school, I was a tennis player, and I would always play. We had this university club in East Lansing that I would go to, and after practice, after a match, whatever, you'd go to eat, and given a hot summer day, there was nothing worse than the second you heard that buzz in the side of your ear. It's just like, God, just go away. Mm-hmm. And they're just fucking annoying. Like they just won't mind their business. I hate bees. I hate bees in my ear. That's my third pick. I feel like my draft is going to be horrible.
No, I had that on my list too.
Did you? Okay,
I had bugs buzzing. Which,
I That's more general. Like I hate flies too.
Yeah.
But the difference is flies are relatively harmless, whereas like I've been stung by bees, and so like I hate I hate the sound because again it's an anticipatory thing where it's like this, this is gonna be a fight or flight thing between me and this idiot. So yeah, bees, can't stand them. That's my third pick. Yeah,
They took down Macaulay and my girl, so
that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe that's what triggered it.
Maybe.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah, that's a good point.
They did.
He can't see without his glasses. Yeah,
could not.
all right,
He
all
could
right.
not.
That's my third. Yep.
Bzzz. Yeah, that was your football helmet. They get in your ear hole. You know what I'm saying, Chief?
Oh yeah. So I had a similar one, not a bee, but I had the mosquito flying into your ear, like that high pitched.
Yeah.
Like that to me is a little bit worse, but I think they're all in the same
That's fair. Yeah.
ballpark. I think that's a good pick.
Thank you.
It was like a jolt sound, like
Yeah.
fight
Yeah.
or flight sound. Bees. Tommy Smokes, you're up.
All right. So this is another one where it's definitely this is 100% more annoying if it's somebody else than you. Someone slurping the end of their empty drink, like
Good
through a
pick.
straw. Like somebody's soda is empty, and they just keep drinking through
Rattling
it.
the ice.
Yeah, it's shut the fuck up, bro. There's nothing left in there. There's nothing left to keep drinking, and it's like a little bit of the straw maybe squeaks against the cup holder, and you just hear like the non. It's like, can you stop
It's a
already?
double sound.
But it is something where when you're doing it yourself, it's okay.
Yeah.
But when you hear somebody else, maybe you're in an office setting or whatever it is on a train, it's just like, can this guy just stop?
Yes. And
Who are you thinking about in the New York office right now?
Nobody specifically. I would say it if I was, but just in general, that type of thing.
does this bring flashbacks to 7-Eleven? Because this is big with Slurpees. Because people are always trying.
Yeah. Gas station
they're
vibes here, too.
straws. They're straws. Like ugh.
They're always trying to poke that hole to find that fresh spot.
Yeah. Get a refill.
What are you laughing
You
at?
guys, I don't know if you guys are just, if you're watching this on YouTube, Tommy and Eddie are over here jerking each other off with these fucking straw motions back and forth. It was so fun. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was very funny. That's why I'm laughing.
Yeah, I got a buddy who exclusively drinks Slurpees at the movies, and it's just like he's always like hammering.
Oh, that's a
them.
great one at the movie theater.
There it is again.
He's just always like hammering it. I'm like, dude, like like easy, bro. Like
Raking Slurpees.
it's a
Love
big
a
movie theater beverage, but that's a good pick though.
That is a very good pick, Tommy.
But you're so right though.
You got to be so pathetic to just be slurping at the end of that, right? Like you made your way through 40 ounces, 32 ounces, or whatever. Like it's just not. You're just.
It's mindless. You're just like doing it.
I think if you do it once, it's
Yeah,
like okay.
that's
I want
fine.
let's see. I want to make sure that I'm at the end of my drink. But when you go 2, 3, 4 times over, it's like fucking throw it away. It's done. There's nothing else in there. So
It's
yeah.
a delicate balance because I don't stop till I get that sound. Like I'm going. I'm like when I get a fountain, I'm going to that sound.
Yeah,
Even-
but
But
then
when I get
people,
to
they
that
don't
sound,
stop.
it's
Yeah.
over.
It's the repeat. Yeah.
Even worse though is a can. I'm gonna fucking tilt back my big ass head and still just try to get more. You know what I mean?
Oh, and then that can's empty. When the can's empty, it's empty. You know what an empty can feels like.
Yeah,
Bone dry.
that's a good one.
I think I did that 3 times on this broadcast.
With the
I
LaCroix.
saw you tossing it back.
Is that
Yeah.
a pamplemousse?
Try one more. Let's just make sure. Yeah, that's something.
I think it's finished. Yeah, I think you're
That's
good.
the last sip. That was the real last sip.
Yeah, and then you hear the a very empty ding of the aluminum just bang across the table 4 different times. So there you go.
Yeah.
All right, Chief.
What's
you're
the
up.
rule on peeing during a draft? Can I go?
Yeah, go
I was
ahead.
doing. You know what?
Absolutely.
You guys got
Thank
pee?
you, Tommy, because I got to piss
Yeah, we'll
too.
hold it down. We'll hold it
just-
down. Yeah,
Appreciate it, guys.
pee.
Thank
You
you.
guys want to? Yeah, go.
Chief will make us pee, and then
Go same time.
same bathroom.
Well,
Same bathroom, different bathrooms.
Yeah.
We have 2 bathrooms.
Yeah,
There's a key.
yeah.
Yeah, you guys.
Yeah,
can
there's
go
2
all
different
the
bathrooms.
time.
Oh, are
they're
there?
they're
Yeah.
they're both going. So now I feel like I have no one left in the room to compliment my pick. Like this is awful timing for me.
Why you
This
feel
is-
like we're
this
just
is,
not
I'm
going to
gonna
be?
get ping ponged between you guys for this one.
Wow, we're nice too.
Yeah, we'll be good. Yeah.
Yeah. Should we? Want me to go?
Yeah, go. We'll just keep it rolling.
All right. I'll take your dog gagging. So they've chewed something, they've swallowed something, they're just trying to hack something up, and then usually, at least in my case, it's followed by actual puke. So you start to hear that that sound, and then you know you're also going to have to clean something up. So it's a gross sound followed by you better go get the paper towels and the spray and everything to clean it up, because it's a mess. It's going to be a mess. So that's a George specific one, but I feel like anybody with a dog knows the sound I'm talking about, and it's a gross sound, and it's usually followed by something else gross.
Scotty doesn't puke that. Like, he's not a puker, but he'll make some sounds, and they can be triggering, but it's just like, I'm alarmed. I'll be like, what's up? Like, I'll just sprint over and be like, what's up, buddy?
Too.
He doesn't have problems with puking. He does have a lot of inconsistent bad poops. He doesn't poop in the house, but sometimes a little needy on that front. So I think it's just but from that front, if you have a bad experience with having to clean up for your dog involuntarily, and you know it's coming, yeah, that's a bad fucking situation.
But now, is this triggering because you know that there could be something seriously wrong? That's my only thing.
It's three different things. It could be something seriously wrong. The sound itself is just disgusting. Yeah. It's like, like that sound is just like a gross, gagging, gross sound. And then, so you have the anxiety of both, is there something truly wrong with him? And now in my case, I don't know when this happened, but now if he eats an ice cube, like if one comes out of the ice dispenser thing and hits the floor and he gets it, I know like I'm in for cleaning up some puke. Like,
really? Temperature stuff will like...
Yeah, I don't know. And like when he was a puppy, he would like live on ice cubes, and then something changed where it's like if he has an ice cube, he is puking. So like that sound to me is just, it's a gross sound, and it is like that same like the Tommy Smokes morning alarm, where it's like it's an anxiety inducing anticipation of what's about to happen.
I mean, it's totally a triggering fucking sound. Dog gagging.
Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah, and especially because there's so much history with it, and you just don't know what those fuckers ate. You just never know.
I mean, you try. Yeah,
you just never fucking know. Did he? Oh my god, was he? Did he? What?
Was it a chicken wing?
Yeah. What happened?
You'd be surprised how many chicken wings are on the ground too. I don't know if that's like a thing. Like, just it's an unbelievable thing. Just like chicken bones on sidewalks in metropolitan areas. I don't know who's eating them, where they're coming from, why they're on the sidewalk, but they're out there and they're in dogs' mouths.
Mm-hmm.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, that happened when I lived on Chicago Avenue all the time. And I lived right by that Parsons, and people just, I don't know, eat food on the street and leave the chicken wings. That was a big problem. But then it's like, if you do think that's the problem, then you kind of have to comb through the puke if it's not obvious. So to find out, make sure whatever he saw him eat comes out, because if it goes into his stomach and gets caught, then that's a surgery. So you have to investigate the puke, which makes it that much worse.
Tough. Dog gagging was the pick, Chris.
I thought it was just vomiting in general. Yeah, that's
gagging.
Fair. Yeah,
A lot of reasons for concern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in this pick here.
For me?
Is third round
third round for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
14th overall pick.
Yeah. Yeah, I will. All right.
Oh, fuck. Let's do an ad read first, though.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, let's do an ad read.
Yeah.
Tommy, you want to do one?
Well, this episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Unfortunately, life doesn't come with a user manual. So when it's not working for you, it's normal to feel stuck. Navigating any of life's challenges can make you feel unsure, whether it's a career change, a new relationship, or becoming a parent. Therapists are trained to help you figure out the cause of challenging emotions and learn productive coping skills, which makes therapy the closest thing to a guided tour of the complex engine called you. All right, many benefits of therapy, Tommy. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff with therapy.
Tons. It's like working out your brain.
That is. And we're talking about sounds. Many of these things might trigger you. So if there's a situation where you think you need to look into getting some help, BetterHelp is a great service, and honestly, I highly recommend it. There's absolutely no shame in looking to talk to someone. So it is the world's largest therapy service. BetterHelp has matched 3 million people with professionally licensed and vetted therapists, available 100% online. Plus, it's affordable. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to match with a therapist. If things aren't clicking, you can easily switch to a new therapist anytime. It couldn't be simpler. No waiting rooms, no traffic, no endless searching for the right therapist. Learn more and save 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/walk. That's betterhelp.com/walk. Go check it out. All right, my pick. I'm shocked this one's still here. This one is completely heightened because of what activity you're in and what mood you're in while it's going on, and it's fucking snoring.
Yeah.
Good one, yeah.
Yeah, I was
Stunning that it's still there.
Well,
Stunning.
I snore, and that's not good, but I snore. Do you
Yeah,
snore?
I mean, I do too. Yeah,
Yeah,
so it's
right?
like,
I snore bad, from what I've heard.
I don't.
yeah, so it's like I'm guilty of it, but it's like, yeah, it's not. I mean, have you been in the presence of someone that snored?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking like
Dude,
you
being a kid and you got the hotel room on the vacation. It's like, Dad,
Oh, for me, it's my mom.
Dad.
My mom, like, there'd be nights, like, we'd have to, like, go to the other side of the room, sleep at, like, my dad one time slept on the bathroom floor
they're
of
still-
a hotel. They are still together.
Okay,
They're
all right,
just
all right.
like
Yeah,
this.
so
Here's
my next question.
Need to reiterate one more time.
But yeah,
Sounds
no,
like
the
it's a
snore.
miracle that they're still together.
it's like,
Yeah, no,
Whoa.
against all odds. Yeah, no, the snoring is. I in general, I hate sharing a bed. Like, if one day I get married, I'm gonna have to have a separate bedroom for my wife. I hate sharing beds with people.
What? Really?
Yeah, I need my alone time when I'm sleeping. I don't want other noise. I don't want anyone on top of me. I need just like a white noise. Like I have my fan or my AC, and that's it. I don't want anyone fucking in bed doing anything else.
I don't think that's weird at all.
Yeah.
I don't think that's
Even
weird
if you're
at all.
married.
It's a little
weird.
It's a little
Is it?
weird.
Yeah, thank you, Chip.
It's
That
a
is
little
bizarre
weird
to
that if
me.
he's it's not weird that that's how he likes to sleep. It's weird that he's like, if I get married, my wife has a separate bed.
Yes,
That's fucking weird.
Yes, correct.
Outside in the garage.
I'm saying,
on the lawn. Yeah.
I'm saying feeling that way. Like I'm saying feeling like preferring like to sleep alone. I don't think that's.
I think
weird.
separate bedrooms are going to become more and more a thing in the future.
I sleep in our guest bedroom every now and then because our dog is in our bed and we've got like, a wide open double bed. So if it's like I come in there and I'm like, I don't know, fucking.
It's not
way easier
natural.
over
It's not
there.
natural to be sleeping so close.
Yeah, but to
someone.
have like designated. Actually sounds nice. Now it's like the only married
Well,
guy.
see you
on
later.
this.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not normal to be like, hey, this is how it's going to be. You're going to fucking. I'm not saying like
First
I-
date.
I'm not-
So
I don't-
before this goes
And
any
he's like,
further.
so there's a lock on the outside.
Yeah, I'm not condoning fucking Tommy going full Andrew Tate here.
Yeah, that's
Like,
very-
that's
It's
not
not
what
even
I'm saying.
Andrew
Yeah.
Tate. It's just
It's like Buffalo Bill. He's like, here's the lotion you get this week too, lady.
Yeah.
I'm just
go sleep in separate beds.
Yeah, I'm just saying I condone. I think it's normal for Tommy to be like, hey, I just like to be alone on one mattress.
I'm in Chicago right now for a wedding, and I'm sharing a room tonight and tomorrow with my friend from college, and I'm pretty sure he snores, and I'm absolutely dreading that.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's
Carl's got a free double
Whoa,
bed.
whoa, whoa.
yeah,
Yeah. Wait, you have a wedding?
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Okay. And a Fordham guy?
Yeah,
I'm going to a wedding tomorrow. I think it might be a Fordham guy. I'll talk after this.
That'd be very funny.
Is it tomorrow?
yeah.
Yeah, so am I. I'm going to
Really?
a wedding tomorrow. Yeah.
Can we talk venue?
Nope.
Does it start?
No, I'll tell you later.
That's bizarre. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, I like the
don't-
suspense. Let's get some
I
suspense.
don't
but
think
I'm-
you are. I'm pretty sure my friend would have told me like, "Hey, Carl's coming."
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll find out. Be great to share a wedding with you. Let's have some suspense throughout the rest
Yeah.
of the
Should we
draft, and we'll
never
see.
tell each other and just see if we're at the same wedding tomorrow?
I like that. Yeah, let's roll the dice.
Yeah.
Let's see. And then it'd be great if I'm wandering around. They're like, hey, you doing okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm just looking for my friend Tommy.
Is he supposed to be here? Maybe.
See Smokes. Okay. It's a great pick, Ed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Fuck, you said something. Oh, wait, so your dad slept in the bathtub that day?
I think he's up on the bathroom floor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'd love to have him on the
Have you
podcast
ever
talking
woken
about this
yourself
night.
up with snoring? I woke myself
I
up
only
snoring.
snored as a kid until I got my tonsils
Oh,
out, and then I haven't snored since.
Like, I'll wake myself up if I on the couch. I'll
Yeah,
be
like-
like, whoa, and I'll look over and I'll be like, was I snoring? She's like, yes.
Do you snore, Chief?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a multi-generational problem. Like my nana was like 5 feet tall and 100 pounds, and she would shake the house. So I think it's because it doesn't really bother me because it's always just been a thing in my family my whole life. So, and I'm such a heavy sleeper that it would take a lot for snoring to disrupt my sleep.
But you know what I mean? No, that's where I say like triggering, because the other person, you're usually tired and you're trying to sleep yourself. So when you hear someone else, you're that much more like fucking irate.
Yeah.
And you're like, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to fucking sleep.
I'm usually just on the receiving end of that. Where it's like I get woken up with a pillow in the face in the middle of the night. You're like, what? You're like, shut up, you're snoring. I'm like, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
It does develop, it makes you have an irrational anger. Because like theoretically it's not that person's fault that they're sleeping, that they're snoring, but
No.
you just hate that person. You're like, can you just stop right now?
You want to know something weird? I don't know if this is like a common thing. I know I've gained like a lot of weight when I start snoring a lot. So like right now, I've gained probably 20 pounds.
That's
I snore like worse than I have in forever, and it's like that's like an indication that I'm like in like healthier shape is when I'm not snoring.
yeah. I think that's
Probably
Is that common?
across
That's
the board.
that's a
that's a
known
good
thing.
point.
That's a known
I always
thing.
got shit pumped for it, like when I was at like my biggest.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think I don't know anyone's like listened to me sleep in years, which is good and bad.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know, but yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's good. That's a good
I'll
point.
watch you sleep.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
We'll set up a Ring doorbell in your room, and
It'll be great content.
We'll see,
Yeah.
yeah. we'll see if the quagmire behind you comes alive. and-
As Nick
Yeah,
Turini referred to it, a quagmire tapestry was what he called it. With stupid flags, looking like a 12-year-old. Yeah.
You're now the second person that Eddie has suggested a 24-hour cam on them in their home. He wants that for White
A
Sox
24-hour Castellani surveillance would be fascinating content, I feel like. Yeah.
Carl.
I really thought you were going to take this one. This is pretty specific, but I thought Eddie for sure would take this. When you said football helmet and you were talking about the fly going in and out of the ear, I was like, oh, fuck, Eddie's thinking football helmets. Listen, guys, there's no sound that'll bring a teenage boy to his knees more than wearing a football helmet, and the coach comes by and smashes the fucking whistle off the helmet, and it's just ringing in and out. It's torturous. It's torturous. I know some people, if you haven't played football, you haven't done it, but if you've worn a football helmet, and the coaches come over and been like, I said on 2, and they hit the whistle over your head. It's up there with waterboarding. I said it.
Wow.
That's a great pick. And then also when you have like you throw little pebbles at the helmet too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you get that little sound. Anything hitting that helmet other than ironically another helmet is a terrible sound.
So I played varsity and was the quarterback. Obviously, we went to states. But for people at home that maybe didn't play football like me, are you saying like just hitting the whistle against the helmet?
Yeah,
or,
so you're
or
wearing
literally
the helmet.
Or not blowing
No,
the
not
whistle?
blowing it. Not
okay,
blowing
yeah,
it.
that's
So
what I
you're
was
wearing
thinking,
the
too.
helmet.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was
and because
thinking.
I know, well, you played so well, it's like, who's disciplining you?
Right, rare. I would just get
especially
stars
the
on my helmet.
teams and
Yeah.
how much success you guys had as a unit.
And the pussy.
All the pussy, Tommy. But it's the action of the actual. It has to be like a metal whistle, not the plat.
Gotcha.
Now there are some people who didn't play football, but the guys who I know, there are some people right now that are like, oh god.
Oh no, you're right.
Tortured.
It's like someone yelling into the mountains. It just never. It's like an echo. It just never stops.
Yeah.
Like, bing, and you just. We definitely gotten smoked with the whistle before.
Including
That's a great pick.
including
Thank you.
Tommy, of course. Am I the only person on this draft that didn't play varsity football or football in some capacity?
Yeah. Did you, Harry?
No,
No,
I never played football.
No.
Okay, all right. So I got some company because I feel like there's going to be a million people who are going to listen to that like pick and be like, oh god, that's a perfect pick.
However, Chris, at some point we could strap a helmet to you and hit you over the head with a whistle.
Well,
Yeah, all that's on the
I'm
table.
here all weekend, so let's do it. Do we have one in the office?
I don't think we do.
I'm sure
Yeah.
we could secure a helmet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we could commandeer a helmet. And
Michigan wins the title, we're fucking hitting you over the head with a whistle.
if Michigan wins the national championship, you can hit me with a bat over the helmet. I mean, I'll still enjoy it. So yeah, no. So I get the pick. Yeah, definitely not around those circumstances, but I bet it's gonna play well in the graphic. Yeah.
Carl, you're up again.
All right, this is more torture chamber stuff. This one gets me. This one absolutely gets me. You're in a quiet room. It's a quiet setting, You have no control over the clock, and you are just hearing the tick and the tick and the tick and the tick, and it's just going and going. And obviously, you can like work around that. So I'm talking about in situations you can't. My parents have this clock in the kitchen of the house. It just fucking goes so loud. And I was living with them when I was studying for my CPA exams, and I would be like up late at night at the table, and I would have to go and take the batteries out of the clock because it would just like work me up so much. And then if I didn't, like, and then I'd be like, you fuck with the clock last night? What the fuck is going on with this clock? It's like, oh, no. I just have, like, major issues with the second hand on a clock. At any time I can hear a second hand on a clock, it will ruin me. It absolutely will. And I know it's such a weak because there's other invasive sounds. But when you just can't, it's just the tick and the tick and the tick.
Like,
and the
it's
tick.
Chinese water torture.
Yeah. You see, to me, it was the worst. What you're describing was when you're in, like, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, and you're waiting for like that final bell to ring, and that clock is still ticking, and you just hear it, and you're like just that slow process of just waiting for 3 p.m. or whatever it was. No, I'm not knocking that pick.
It's not a great pick because it doesn't elicit any type of very strong emotion unless you're just in it for it takes so long to get you worked up and so much awareness, but the magnitude of that meltdown is higher than any of these other ones.
Yeah.
It's annoying for sure.
60 Minutes.
No. Was it the Snapple fact that 60 Minutes is the only show without a theme song or something? You knew that. Who sees that? Is that Uber? Isn't that like one of the most common Snapple facts? Never mind.
Maybe.
There's got to be other shows without a theme song.
Bro.
Really? Ever? Maybe.
Okay, now I'm trying to think.
Well, it's a good Snapple fact. The tick of a clock.
Do you
Tick of a clock.
the tick, the second hand tick? Tick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's annoying.
That one's annoying. The 60 minutes one isn't as bad.
It's a
because
good
it's
clock.
quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
that's
is.
yeah.
That's on quarter seconds.
The what does it remind you of the most in pop culture? The Breakfast Club? Maybe? No? I don't know.
You know what? No, Speed when they're fucking they gotta defuse a bomb. Which wire is it, Harry, red or green? You never saw Speed, Tommy.
No, I was just gonna keep an eye.
Really, Keanu Reeves at his best. Jeff Daniels.
Didn't come back for the sequel.
Who's the bad guy in that? Dustin
Dennis
Hopper.
Dennis Hopper.
Dennis Hopper.
Yeah.
Sandra Bullock.
Sandy Bollocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tick of the clock.
That was a good movie.
All right, back to me. I got 2 picks left, and I got 3 that I really like. So that's tough for me. I should say I have 4 that I really like.
Sound of a Happy Dog.
Fuck you.
Freedom. The sound of freedom. The Liberty Bell ringing.
What's triggering? What's the most triggering, though? All right, I don't think this is cheating because it seems like some picks have been in this and big into this fashion, and like Chris, I go to the movies a lot, but any type of whispering or anything during a movie,
That's
so
the one I
fucking
forgot.
annoying.
it makes me fucking incensed. It really does. Like I'm a very mild mannered person. I'm ready to fight. Like I get like genuinely mad if people talk.
It's just a total lack of consideration for
And it's
other
like,
people.
why? It's fucking expensive.
Yeah.
And understanding of the situation. That's what about like you understand people paid to like this isn't your living room. Like people paid to sit here in the quiet. Now like with certain movies like there's video compilations of this stuff. Like if you want to cheer during, the end of Avengers Endgame, okay, so be it. Like that the audience it asked for like audience participation. But if you're just sitting there during a quiet scene talking, like
crazy.
It's just the lack of self-awareness is so infuriating. So
Yeah.
like that's why like I've gone back and forth with it on Lights Camera Barstool where like there's maybe 3 movies a year that I see where I'm like, oh man, I'm really glad I saw this in theaters, because you have to deal with idiots all the time who talk, and I mean, your pick is whispering during movies, but it goes beyond that. People, fumbling with their candy and stuff like that. It's like, I think
drinking the end of their soda.
Any sound in a movie theater that isn't like, at least an attempt to be quiet, to me is
Correct.
A perfect pick. Yeah.
Correct.
I think whispering in general is even a good pick. I mean, if you're whispering with someone, that's fine. But like if you hear other people whispering, it's like, it's annoying.
Yes.
A part of it, I guess, is what are they talking about?
Yeah.
But it's also just kind of a triggering.
It also literally defeats the purpose of whispering, which is that you're trying to be quiet.
Yeah.
And so if you're hearing somebody whispering, then you might as well just be talking out loud.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Because you can't. It's inaudible. It's not. You can't. You don't know what the fuck they're saying. So it's mice. It's literal mice.
Yeah.
And it's just in the corner of your ear, and you're just like, what the fuck? Shut up. And I could sometimes live with like high school kids, because I'm like, all right, I was that one time.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes, who I find who it is a lot? It's old people a lot. Have you ever noticed that? Mm-hmm. It's like old people, like they just make comments, and they're just like, yep, and it's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Well, you had a really bad experience one time
At the Irishman, 3.5 fucking hours.
And
You saw that in theaters?
I
I
saw The
still
Irishman
feel
in
bad
theaters.
for Ed about
God.
this, and it was.
I didn't even know it was
it was an older
For like 2
couple.
weeks.
Was it
Yeah.
an older
Yes.
couple behind you just confirming everything that was happening? Like, and there he's in the store.
Yes.
Oh yeah, no, they love doing the
Yes.
like that like, oh, what a shame.
Like that's the point of that too. And like I made it a point to go see that in theaters. It was only in like one company had it. It was only in 3 theaters. I drove fucking like a half hour to the suburbs to go see it, because it was 3.5 hours. And this lady behind me, yep. I just was ready to die.
Was that the worst experience you've ever had in a movie theater?
0 stars. Would you recommend?
It was bad, Chris.
It was, yeah.
It was up there.
I mean, when I saw Creed, there was people behind me who were whispering. The worst movie theater experience I ever had was when I saw the first Taken, and there was a fist fight in the middle of the theater.
That's awesome.
that's tough.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
though.
which it's one of those things.
That's
it's
awesome. A fist fight broke out during the middle of Taken
And
in
it-
2008.
The thing is, no,
that
it's
should be
like
celebrated.
It was like it's January 2009, and Liam Neeson's just busting some motherfuckers, and all of a sudden, like literally, I was in close to the front row, and 2 people like, and it wasn't just like a slap and tickle thing either, like full on like I'm like kidney shots, like
fucked up.
that was Now, which you pay $8 for it, you'd prefer not to have that, but I remember I was in 7th grade at the time, being like, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Those are rare exceptions though. Like I'm with you on that pick, because it's the prime example of being inconsiderate.
Yeah,
So,
like it affects the way you view the movie too. Like
100%.
Like I'm looking back, I'm like, I don't think I enjoyed House of Gucci as much as I think I would have, because the lady in front of me just wouldn't shut the fuck up.
I think that movie sucked. I didn't
didn't like it either.
But the word on the street is that movie just sucked.
I did not particularly
might
care
not
for
be
it.
the old lady.
Sounds bad, but Ed'll never really know.
I'll never
Yeah,
know.
it's true.
You know.
Did you give him the half turn eye roll to let him know?
She was in front of me. Oh, the old lady in The Irishman?
Yeah.
Oh, I might have like full turned a couple times.
Old turn?
No,
Yeah, I mean,
probably not. I just took it like a pussy. I'll be honest.
Oh man.
Yeah.
a full turn is like one step away from filing a police report.
Yeah. No, I know. I just
Yeah.
and I also value the movies a lot. It's like one of the only places I feel like I could put my phone down and not look at it at all.
Yeah.
You know?
I do love the movie.
So so I just fucking hate it. So you're right, Chris, it's any noise at all. I just say whispering, because that's like the most frustrating one, because people aren't usually overtly talking, but they're usually whispering.
I feel like it's the most avoidable too.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of ways to non-verbally communicate when you're in the theater. Like you're going out of your way to make sure that other people hear you. Yeah.
Correct.
I'm with you.
Chief.
I'll take the cell phone keyboard noise. Like if you don't have that,
I almost
good
beat some
one.
guy up about that one. I mean,
What?
I almost beat somebody up about that in my day. No, I'm kidding, but that is very much you just saying that, Chief, made me want to get up and tell you to fucking silence your phone.
Yeah, that's a great one.
You're talking the full, like the text keyboard click.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a great.
And
I'm about to turn on the sound of my phone right here. And just,
I'll close the computer. And then if you have I feel like the place I see it the most now is like if you're watching a movie or a documentary where there's like they're showing text messages, they feel the need to like type out the text and they add the sound in.
Yeah.
Like no one is asking for that. Just show the text bubble on the screen without the noise, because it is the worst noise in the world.
It's another inconsiderate thing, and it's similar to. I think of this like when I used to live at home and commute into the city. I'd take the train. I think that the worst, real scum of the earth people are people who play things out loud on their cell phone. Like people will just watch a video or a movie, or they'll be playing a game, Candy Crush, like on a train with other people. It's like, how selfish are you? It's
Does
absurd.
that bother you more than the people who are so nonsensical that they do the voice to text? Like on a train or in public.
Yeah, same thing. Like,
That's
what's
the same
wrong with
like I don't. You can type it out. It's okay. Like No, I think that's kind of a similar vibe there. Yeah, no, I'm with you, Chief.
It doesn't add anything. It doesn't help you at all either. It's not like it helps you text. Like I don't have any notifications or sound on my phone at all because I hate it. But I can understand people like, oh, like I want to have a notification if I get a text or whatever. But to like just have the noise as you type different letters is insanity.
Now, if somebody's really ripping away, though, isn't it kind of impressive?
No, it only sounds impressive because you could do this. Anybody can do it. You're talking like 200 words a minute or something.
Yeah, and what if they turn the phone and they're like, "Hey, no misspellings"? Like I'd be like,
yeah,
hey,
I mean,
sick.
actually, yeah. If I heard somebody typing on a keyboard really fast, I think I'd be more impressed than annoyed. If that makes sense.
I'm talking just for the cell phone.
Yeah, no, I know, but it is interesting. Like, why does that flip?
The keyboard sound, for whatever reason, is more like aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
It just sounds better.
It's
like
the
that
natural
that
sound.
iPhone sound of the.
Yeah.
Like and that's a terrible impression of it, but like you know, like that consistent clicking, like it shouldn't be different, but it is way different.
Yeah, but like back in the day, listening to like Woody Page in a typewriter must have been awesome.
Yeah. Ron Swanson going in,
You know,
yeah.
Carl's got a nice typewriter, an old school one.
Yeah.
it does.
I think that is a nice sound.
It's
Then when you do the little bar across.
Yeah, when you're like going a little bit, it takes a while, but like once you get going, you're kind of like in a rhythm and stuff. It's you do feel cool, to say. Hip, not cool, hip.
Do you know what famous celebrity collects typewriters?
Ooh,
Katy Perry.
not Nick Cage.
You're kind of on
John Tortorello.
No, it is an actor.
Tortullo, whatever his name is.
Tom Hanks is like
Oh,
a
really?
huge typewriter connoisseur.
That checks out.
Yeah,
He's deep fake. Good thing White's. I'm just kidding.
White Sox too.
but
We don't like. Do we like Tom Hanks, Chief? Is he good? Does he pass the test?
What test?
I don't know. I thought like Tom Hanks was recently in the news for just being like a weirdo.
Well, he was horrible in Elvis. Like one of the
Okay.
worst acting performances you'll ever see.
There was okay. We're
He was great in That Thing You Do, so he's 1 for 1 in movie.
Well, I like Tom Hanks generally. I think he's one of the greatest actors in my lifetime. Obviously,
Yeah.
Forrest Gump. It's a great one. Apollo 13. Sorry, Chris.
No, I'm just saying that there was like a weird. I'm guessing it's
he
fake.
was in jail in Australia or something.
Yeah, well, no, there was a rumor that
That's what it was.
Was that what it was?
That's what
Okay.
it was. That he
Yeah.
was like on the run and like in Australia, and then he was like in a fake Saturday Night Live where he was being held against his will and forced to host Saturday Night Live on like COVID streams.
He was also in Pinocchio, which sucked too. But I love Tom Hanks. That was just a little.
yeah,
That'd be a good.
That was
That'd be a good
very-
dozen question. What celebrity
That is good.
collects typewriters? Yeah.
Tom, you're up.
Yeah, I remember White Sox Dave did the blog on that Twitter thread about Hanks being whatever, and I think it got a bajillion views. Like it was
That's
like
what
White
it
Sox
was.
Dave all-time #1 post.
I knew we had some sort of Tom Hanks take in our archive somewhere.
Yeah.
All right, my next pick is what I call a lose the pick draft. This is one that I think on the graphic will not play well. I think that this will not play well. But if I'm going to be real, I'm going to be genuine with myself. I hate the sound of other people kissing. I hate the sound.
I'm with you on that.
I hate
I
this-
can't watch Bachelor anymore.
Yeah, that I specific. So actually, the roommate, my college roommate that I'm here for his wedding tomorrow in college, not the girl he's marrying, but a girl he dated in college. We shared a room, and she would stay over a lot. And in the morning, I would be woken up by the sound of them kissing each other. And I think that just left a bad taste in my mouth, or in my ear, I should say.
No pun intended.
Yeah, the sound of other people kissing, just like the wetness.
So we
the
talking
lip
like
smacking.
we talking pecs or like
No, I'm
5-second
talking like
Frenchers?
I'm talking more like makeouts. A peck.
All right, so
I guess a lot of pecks over and over is annoying. One peck is fine. Just like people like
the quick.
Ew. Like that was probably disgusting for people at home to hear. Like that.
Yeah.
That sound is. I dislike it immensely.
Well, and it sounds like he was kissing her for no reason if he married somebody else. So you have
True.
to endure that
Wasted
sound
kisses.
Pointless. Yeah.
Yeah, but the Bachelor, Bachelorette. That's a good example too. It's just
Other people kissing.
other people kissing. If I'm
I'll do
kissing,
you
whatever.
one better. I don't like the sound when I'm kissing.
That I just don't think I'm focused on it as much.
I still hear it. I'm like, all right, this is enough.
Other people kissing, it's just. I mean, I guess like if there's that overly PDA couple and you just hear them.
I mean, you could probably make the sound right now. Yeah, I don't love that.
Yeah, it's horrible. Make out with my wrist.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Okay, that sounded bad. Yeah,
Right?
You know what? I take it back. That's a good pick.
Yeah, but see, I don't know if it's that or if it's just nut allergy Tommy next to me doing it.
I mean, yeah, if it was like two Swedish blondes doing it, I'd probably suck up and manage to not hate it that much. But just the general
might not be so bad. After
Yeah, probably not.
But
Other people kiss. It's
I think
said
that's
it's
a good pick, Tommy. I don't think that's a lose.
all right. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not like when I got this topic. It was the second thing that came to my mind behind the metal utensils. It was just
I'm going to show you what a lose the draft pick is.
okay.
I understand. All right. Other people kissing. It's not triggering. It's not great, but it's not triggering to me.
For me, I think it's triggering just because of the personal
experience. That's more than fair.
And
Yeah.
I get it because there's something about the sound too. Like
Yes.
like that's what we're going off of. It's worse. So yeah, I feel you, man.
Like I picture you in like a fucking just a college Fordham shirt, like pouring up fucking crunch berries and just being like, "Shut the fuck up!
Yeah.
Stop kissing!
Stop kissing. I'm trying to sleep.
Chris.
Yeah, you got me for two. I given Tommy's pick, I almost went with because my sophomore year of I'm giving away a lot of information here. My sophomore year of college, one of my roommates had a girlfriend, and so I almost went with the sound of somebody fucking next door to you, and just you sitting there hearing the. But I'm not going with that. Okay, my last two picks here are very very personal, but I like this one. And I think all of us as baseball people can relate to this. The sound of a no doubt home run when it's against your team. Because it's a 3 to 6 second funeral. Like a prime example, and apologies to Smitty, but like Game 6 of the World Series this year, that Yordan Alvarez home run, like you knew off the bat that shit's gone, and you gotta sit there just knowing like the game it's completely flipped. And we just gotta sit there and take it. Like as a fan, I don't know if there's any feeling in sports that is similar to that, where where you just gotta bask in it, knowing, yeah, we're toast. Like the game just changed. That is, that's an empty feeling. Like just knowing, yeah, we might be screwed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I hear you, but the sound is still awesome.
That's the thing is, if we were doing best sounds, I would have easily put the sound of your team like crushing a home run in the moment. But when you're on the like receiving end of it, it stinks, man. It stinks.
And it's a Rune Goldberg.
Rube Goldberg.
Yeah, because it's it's followed by the fans going nuts, then the song, then the trot, then someone going nuts in there. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, might not play well in the graphic, but I just my trigger is like the 2013 ALCS, like the Poppy's Grand Slam off of Benoit, where it's just like I just remember that
Could've
swing.
caught it, man. Torrey could have caught it.
Should have. Yeah. Well, what they should have done is not throw a fucking meatball to Ortiz. But that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah.
That one always stands out when you just know, like, it's
A
coming.
no doubter, yeah.
Okay, this my last one. My family's gonna disown me for this one, and maybe you guys won't relate. And I have a beautiful family, and they never fight. The sound of your parents arguing.
Are they divorced?
My parents, no, they're a loving family and they're together. But it's the buildup when you know somebody's in a bad mood, and okay, the cupboard door got shut.
Nice little door slam.
Little bit harder than usual.
Yeah.
And it's the buildup. And again, this is a hypothetical that never happened because I have a beautiful, loving family that never fights. But oh shit, there's only 5 tortillas in the bag, and there's supposed to be 6. And all of a sudden, it builds and it builds and it builds. And if it's not, the worst is when it's not about you and you just got to sit there and it's like, shit, like this is so, I would honestly put it like just any family member fighting, like, or arguing in any capacity. And again, it's hypothetical. My family's beautiful, but
Yeah.
I'm just like that anxiety that comes with the anticipation of being like, this.
Now, is it worse or better when you have friends over?
Again, hypothetical. I would put it as better when friends are over, because at least in the aftermath of it, you can kind of laugh.
I think it's always the worst.
Didn't we have on our we did awkward situations. I think one of us drafted being at someone's house and their parents are fighting.
Yeah.
Right? Or something like that.
To me, it's a draw. Yeah, I see like the pros and cons of both, but like just that idea, especially when you have no control over the situation, you're just sitting there, being like, how do we, like, I don't know how to navigate through this. That is such. I'm gonna lose this draft. Like my picks are so like individual and
I
random.
mean, it's definitely.
That's how you
triggering
win the
sound.
draft.
Well, maybe
Is
so.
Picking whatever makes you feel right.
Yeah, but that one stands out because it's like you know the buildup.
Yeah.
And you have no control over it. And especially like, again, my parents are together and they love each other. But like when you know like, oh, this doesn't feel right. This isn't going to go well.
I like it, Chris.
Yeah, no, I think there will be people who will relate for sure.
I like
yeah,
it. It's
yeah.
a good pick
Thank you.
for sure. Tommy.
So last pick, tough. Have a few here. But I will go with, and this is another one where it's somebody else, sniffling. Someone with the sniffles.
Just get so
Just
mad.
like blow your fucking nose.
You see,
Just-
honestly, one thing that was on mine, I think blowing your nose, period, in
Also
public
bad.
is rough. Like go.
I'd rather that though than deal with the
constant, because it's so repetitive. Yeah.
Yeah.
No?
annoying in class.
Do you get the sniffles a lot? Or?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, ever since I've been
like
on,
a nasal drip.
ever since I've been on my Fluctinose steroid nose spray, I've been a little bit better. But yeah, I've battled with the sniffles in my day. There was in high school, or was it in high? Where am I? Fuck, this is so gross. Ugh. I think. Would I actually have done that? You ever just have a random memory? I think in it definitely elementary school, maybe high school, I would have if I had a really bad cold, I would bring, I can't believe I did this. I would bring a plastic shopping bag and tape it to the side of my desk. And I just put all my tissues in there as I was blowing them. Because it's I can't keep getting up and throwing them out in the garbage, but I'm going through 12 tissues. So just would I have actually? Why is that memory like?
You know what? That's not a bad strategy, though. That's actually
it's
relative.
fucking
That's relative.
disgusting.
It's disgusting, but it's
disgusting,
relatively
it's kinda-
considerate.
That's one of the best
the
parts
mucus kid.
of going to the fucking Kleenex is getting up and getting out of your seat to go.
Yeah,
to
but if it was nonstop the whole class.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never want to be the kid that's going back and forth between desk to tissue box, back and forth.
I think I did this. It's one of those memories where this sounds familiar.
Dude,
I can't. It seems crazy that I would have done
That
this,
was
but
somebody else, Tommy.
no,
That
I'm
was somebody
pretty positive it was me. I could now. It's just went into my head. Yeah, taping it to the desk and being yeah, I definitely did this. The more I
This guy
think about it, I
fucking
definitely
taped a
did
bag
this.
like it was Halloween. He was getting Reese's in his
Yeah,
fucking.
and people are like, my God, that's
Snot-
our
snot
quarterback.
tissues.
How do you not have a nut allergy?
I know. It's crazy.
Unbelievable.
I honestly picture that you lived the life of a sitcom.
Yeah.
Like you like honestly like everything like Boy Meets World, like that was your bedroom. Like you
Yeah, I
like
have a
jeans
lot of
up to
posts.
bed and like you came down and like
A lot of Yankee posters in my bedroom. ESPN game station.
yeah, like you were like
What is ESPN Game Station?
It was like it was pretty sick. It had like a basketball. It's basically sort of like a Papa Shop, but then also like a football thing. You threw things through, a soccer goal at the bottom. You could play like 6 sports in one.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
You had that in your room?
Yeah, I'm not the best use of space for it.
That's
because you're an only child.
Only child.
Only
yeah.
child.
Obviously.
Did you have a Did you wear glasses exclusively right throughout grade school?
Up until like 11th grade.
11th
yeah.
grade, gotcha. All right. I just
11th, that's junior.
yeah.
11th grade, I lost my braces, lost my glasses, cut my hair. Still hadn't really hit
I
puberty.
just
though.
like pictured him like he was like he had the shoebox. He perpetually had like a science fair project in his hands.
Honestly, I should have got bullied a lot more. Like I really wasn't bullied.
Why
growing
did-
up.
yeah, why didn't
It's
you get
crazy.
bullied?
It's actually a little bit like I wish I had a little trauma to like go off of, like a little or toughen me up. I guess I disarmed people. I guess they didn't want to bully me, but it sucks. It's like I wish I would have got bullied more. Could get on Survivor.
I feel like,
wish I would have got bullied.
how old are you now, Tommy?
26.
I feel like if you were born 10 years earlier, you would have been bullied.
Oh, I would have been prime,
Yeah.
shoved in a locker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm with you. We hit that window where it was like almost cool to be like where we were. Because I look back on my high school days and I'm like, I should have lived inside of lockers. Like that should have been my entire life.
How old are you, Chris?
I'm older. I'm 27.
27.
So yeah, no, I got away with it because I knew a ton about sports and I supported all our sports teams. So
yeah,
they're
I'd say
like,
sports definitely helped you.
yeah,
guys
so
out
it's
there.
like well, we'll lay off you, but it's I mean, I was probably in a similar boat.
yeah.
Yeah, like I remember, like some of the guys like on the football team I'd be friendly with. It's like, oh, Scabelli, what's that? It's like, why aren't you punching me in the face right now?
Yeah, I remember feeling the same.
What's wrong with you? Do you ever seen a TV show?
I just picture you.
You're supposed to put my underwear over my head.
It's fucking you. Yeah, exactly. Looking like Minkus bitching about Joe Girardi like you do now. Like that's funny. All right, sniffling. Chief.
All right. So there's a few on the board that I think are still good, but I do want to have this on the graphic. Scabelli, are you a Catholic?
I am. Another thing, you would think that I am Jew. You would think I am a Jew with a nut allergy, but I am not.
Castellani, you're Catholic?
Ish. I was raised Catholic. I went to Catholic schools my entire life. Yeah.
I'm taking the Lord's Prayer. When you're in Mass and everybody is trying to say, and trespass against us, like that over and over, and everyone carries that and whistles and whispers that, and they hold that S, no one can say that word. It drives me insane. So I'm getting blank stares from the room. But
This
I
is
know
your
you all
lose
know
the
what I'm
draft
talking
pick?
about. Yeah.
Yeah,
this
it
is
checks
my
out.
lose the draft.
That's remarkably specific. Like as somebody who grew up Catholic, the one I would have gone with is when they do sign of peace, and it's the peace be with you, peace be with you.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
that to
But
me.
that to me is more just the sound of whispering. That's annoying.
That's fair. It
Yeah.
falls into the same camp. Yeah.
In trespass.
Yeah. In the name of the Father,
Yeah.
Son, and the Holy Spirit. That was always
Were you in high school, Tommy, when they I mean, guess you probably when they changed the Catholic. This is for a very specific audience. Like they changed the mass.
Yeah,
I didn't go to
Yeah.
Catholic school.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I didn't go to Catholic. I like barely went to church growing up. My parents were not very religious.
But that was.
I
The
was
thing.
raised Catholic. I made confirmation and all that, but like I can't relate to like we got to go to church on Sunday. They were like, yeah, whatever, we don't care.
Yeah, same. But yeah, that was a big deal. Like my sophomore, junior year of high school was they changed like some of the rhetoric of the mass. It went from like in peace instead of peace be
Yeah.
with you, it was peace be with your spirit and stuff like that. It was a seismic event in the Catholic Church world.
Yeah. I never
It
caught
was.
on.
Yeah.
Never recovered.
I know what you're saying. I appreciate it just because it's so fucking minimal, but it's enough that people who know what you're talking about would know. Like you know what he's talking about.
Oh, hell
Yeah.
I think if they fix this problem, that people would go back to the church and vote.
I think also if they got more comfortable seats and we didn't have to stand as much, people would go to church more. It's constant
better comfort.
up, down, on your knees. Like, can we just sit down and praise God from a fucking recliner, maybe?
You think so?
Just make it easier on us.
Yeah.
Just make these fucking churches in the ESPN zone, and we'll be good.
Yeah.
We'll be there every Sunday.
That's all we need. Get red zone on in the corner. All right, it's to me. So the S in Our Father.
That's gonna play well.
Yeah.
The trespass whisper, yeah.
We gotta put trespass. We gotta put like 4 S's on.
Yeah,
that.
the S in trespass.
It is, like, I do know exactly what you're talking about, so it's not the worst pick.
Yeah.
I wanted it on the graphic.
All right, it's to me. I got 4 that I really want. I got 1 that I think I could win the draft with, but I'm going to go the Chief route too. I'm going to take a personal one that really triggers me, one that really bothers me. And I almost have to borderline leave the room when this is happening. I can't, for whatever reason, cardboard rubbing.
Yeah.
Like when someone's opening up a box, if it's like tri-folded or like quad-folded, you know, and it's not already duct taped. Oh my God, something about it just makes my skin
Bad
crawl.
noise.
It's a bad noise. A cardboard box.
To me, that's like number one personal thing, and I didn't even know how to explain it. I'd also lump in like, it's just the material, the construction paper type, like that type of like just even thinking about it makes my skin crawl. It's a great pick. Cardboard's such a weird fucking material.
Yeah. Cardboard rubbing is awful.
Well, everybody talks about how awful moving is, and it's awful for 100 reasons. This never gets mentioned, and it should be near the top of the list.
Just cardboard? How
cardboard?
Yeah,
Period.
because like you have to do that probably 20 times at least if you're moving.
I'm having
hate
trouble
boxes.
picturing the exact sound you're talking
So
about.
Go get
cardboard
that
rubbing.
box. Go get the box.
All right, I'll show you. It's so bad, dude.
There's a box. Ed's gonna go get this box, and do a live demonstration for Tommy. I don't think Tommy's gonna be able to handle this once you see it and you feel it and you experience
I'm
it.
gonna take my headphones off and see if this.
Yeah,
is...
the friction that Ed is about to generate here, and now here's
Chris,
Ed
you don't
carrying
know
the
that noise
box.
either?
I've never moved, and it's so
Ed is mere
hopefully that
steps
changes
away
soon. But let's see. Let me. I'm gonna take my headphones off here.
Eddie is now in the studio with the box. Is my dick in a box? Did you like that one too from Lonely Island?
So like I
Classic.
can't.
I don't
The
know if
box
that
is
box has
broken,
enough
but like you know when
structural
people try to, like if they don't have tape, they'll try to get it, and they'll like try to overlap it, and like I'm not gonna do it because I honestly can't stand
do it. I need to know.
No, I feel I
You
need
know
a
when they
demonstration.
fold the
I need
top
a
of the
demonstration.
box, you
Ed.
flap the
do you
box
see
in
this?
so it.
Like, look, do you see how this box is overlapped
Yes.
right now? Like if I took that side and I put this side over to like
Yeah.
make it kind of stay without. Are you picking me up? Like the cardboard would heavy rub together, and it's fucking nauseating.
Danny.
I don't know if this bothers me.
Yeah, you know what? I'm with Tommy here. I don't think it would bother me.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe I just don't know.
I'm not accepting you guys not being bothered by this. There's stiff cardboard right here. There's a fresh box.
Yeah, that box doesn't have enough structural integrity to do this the right way.
Say that again.
That box is beat to shit, so I feel like you're not going to be able to get the right sound that Eddie's talking about.
Okay. Oh, let's
So
see.
you
This
need
one
like-
seems better.
You need like
What
a
happened?
good box.
Do you know what I'm saying, Chief, or no?
Oh yeah. I'm with you. So I don't think you didn't have your headphones on, but I don't think that you could get it from that box because it's too beaten up.
It's too
you need a
fucked
fresh
up.
box. Yeah.
Well, we got a fresh one here. I don't know if it's. Yeah, it looks like we're picking
Oh
it
my
up.
god, I hate it so much. Like I said, I honestly think I could have had a pick there that would have helped win me the draft, but I hate this so much, and I knew I would be able to get it late.
Okay, yeah, let's see here.
So like, look, say now the tape's fucked, so you got to.
That doesn't bother
that's
me.
not
I
as
don't
That's
know.
strong.
that's nothing. I'm with Tommy.
It's not a good representation of it.
I mean, I've moved before. I've been around cardboard
It's a bad
boxes,
box.
and
It's a
I
bad
don't know
box.
if there's. I mean, you guys all know. Besides, like the three of you guys know it, so maybe we're in the minority.
Yeah.
I need the
But-
box squad to
Bad
fucking
demonstration.
Yeah.
Good merch though. We got some good merch in that box. Whenever that fucking
A lot
merch
of good
comes
merch.
out,
Yeah.
guys, go to barstoolsports.com.
I guess maybe
/
I'm starting to picture what you're talking about. Yeah, like
It's fucking kills me. Cardboard rubbing up against each
I
other.
guess
I hate it, dude.
Quick sidebar: if we're doing best sounds, all-time favorite, bubble wrap that comes with cardboard boxes.
That's nice. Yeah.
That's I
That's fine.
yeah. That's like my favorite sound. When I was young, I used to just play with bubble wrap for hours.
That's nice.
Yeah.
All right, Carl, Mr. Irrelevant.
I know what Eddie's talking about. There's a sound that can win the draft easily.
Easily. I could have
That
taken it
pick,
there.
really?
No, I didn't take
Well,
it.
let me see if it's right because I had
Oh,
two
okay.
sounds. I'm gonna. I mean, all right, and then I won't talk during honorable mention. So this is the last thing I gotta say for the draft. Then here's my last bit of analysis or whatever. There's two picks I have in mind. One's a sport pick that I think could easily win the draft. The other one is one that like it incenses me, and I get exposed to that one a lot more. The sports sound happens once a year, and when it happens, everyone's like, "Oh fuck!" and you're like, "All right." So I'm not gonna take it, but it's a football hitting a field goal post now, and like the dong,
That's
and
a
then
good
just like,
pick.
"Oh,
That's a
doink."
good pick.
I'm not taking it. I'm taking unnecessary of the people who don't turn off the voice directions on like Google Maps or like the Garmin in the car, and it's like take a left in 300 feet, take a left in 100 feet, take a left in and it just keeps going on and on and on. In a mile and a half, right here, it just goes on and on.
Yeah.
That's a much worse sound to me. The overactive
Navigation sound.
yeah, that makes me want to like reach across the fucking dash and throw that thing out the window. And my dad loves doing it. He loves the Garmin. I'm like, take that thing down.
Oh, it's so annoying.
And he's just like, well, it's good just in case. I like to know where the traffic's going. We're going out to your brother's house. And so that goes back to like being a kid in the house and just being like, why do we have the navigation on? You know exactly where we're going.
It's so
Yeah.
annoying.
But the doink sound, that's my honorable mention pick. I was in
Okay.
between these two picks. It just doesn't happen frequently enough, and it's more of a gimmick now. Anytime you hear that, and I hadn't even thought about it until you had mentioned the opposite home run, and I was like, oh, I wonder what like a sports sound. And then, I mean, you know it, Chief. Eddie, you know it. Anytime somebody doinks, we're just getting
Well,
hit.
it's just worse for us.
Yeah, we just get hit with it. Just like, oh,
Turn your phone off.
So there's
as soon as
the
that happens. Yeah.
sorry.
I'm surprised you went with that, Carl. The automated voice, because I feel like you're a big Alexa person. Like you'll ask Alexa.
Yeah, I ask Alexa for temperature. I ask Alexa to set a timer, and I ask her to play music.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I use now they change. I think if anybody else does this, I use Siri a lot for alarms
Or
and to
Siri,
check
yeah.
scores.
Siri.
What's the
Hey,
score of the
Siri.
Bulls game?
I think that's a good pick though.
Bulls 115.
Tommy
111.
doesn't.
Loser.
Tommy's not a navigation guy. Doesn't drive on highways.
yeah, don't need it.
What'd you think, Dad?
Yeah, I think it's solid. I think it's annoying. Navigation on is very annoying.
I got confusing there with the doink and the. I
My
apologize. I
sound
made that
is very
confusing
off.
for
It's all
people.
right.
Okay.
All right, I'll read through it. We'll do honorable mentions. We'll get out of here. Chris, microphone feedback, wet shoes on hard surface. Bees, no doubt home run versus your team, family arguing. Tommy, metal utensils on a plate. Morning alarm, slurping empty drink. Other people kissing, sniffling. Chief, low battery on smoke alarm, dentist drill, dog gagging, cell phone keyboard noise. The S in trespass. Eddie,
I
nails.
want the Lord's Prayer on the graph.
Eddie, nails on a chalkboard, seatbelt reminder signal, snoring, whispering during a movie, cardboard rubbing. Carl, baby crying on an airplane. Carl arm, whistle off football helmet, tick of a clock, keeping navigation sound on. Do you want to know the one I didn't take?
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to get smoked for not taking chewing with your mouth open.
Yeah, I had that on my list too, but
Yeah.
Really? I mean, that's pretty fucking triggering. Close your
Yeah.
fucking mouth.
It's
I had the
annoying, but it doesn't. I don't like when I think of the sounds I came up with. Like it doesn't make me cringe. It's just inconsiderate and lame.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I didn't have it in my draft. Yeah.
Okay.
I once Tommy took other people kissing. I feel like that noise is actually kind of similar to chewing with your mouth open sometimes. So I just
Yeah.
cross it off. My two were after I roasted Ed for the chalkboard, I didn't want to take the old internet dial-up sound, but that was a brutal
That's
sound.
similar. That sound to me is similar to microphone feedback, like just that long tone, just like in your ear. That would have been a good one. Yeah.
And then just sirens behind you.
Yeah,
It's good.
it's a good one.
Yeah.
The other two that I really liked was someone touched on it, but a dripping faucet is awful.
Yeah.
It's awful.
I was in between that and the second hand on the clock.
Like if
The
you
thing
ever,
is that the faucet you can, for the most time, you can get up and do something about it.
I lived in a house once that it was broke and it would just drip and it was torture. Like I would put a towel under there and it would I had to have it fixed. It was awful.
I think there's like a Curb episode about that.
Really?
Yeah, where they bake that storyline where he just loses his mind.
It's awful. And then to touch on Tommy's, the one that I think's so kind of worse than cutting it on or using silverware on a plate. The people who with their fork through their teeth.
Oh, they scrape it.
Yeah.
Just go off your lips. I don't like the teeth.
I kinda
Don't
know what
let
you're
that
talking
fork
about.
fucking scrape. That's not
Can't
your
be
fucking
good.
Valerian dagger
I
going
can
off
even,
a
like-
fucking, like.
Nothing in this draft has given me the shiver like the metal utensils on a plate. Every
Yeah.
time we mention it, it destroys me.
Yeah.
I don't like the similar when you're at a wedding or something and someone like clinks their glass with a fork or a
Okay.
knife too.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like I know you have to get people's attention or whatever to make a toast. I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
Hate.
Yeah.
My honorable mentions. I mean, we took a lot of alarms, but I had fire alarm up there.
Yeah.
But I thought we took enough alarms. I had chewing loudly, a nagging woman. Nothing worse than the sound of a nagging woman. Vuvuzelas,
Andrew Tate Tommy. There he is.
Bad.
British accents, and then the cracking of like gum when somebody's chewing. It's not chewing gum. It's like specifically that like
Is the
crack.
the bubble blowing or is
Yeah,
Popping.
not even the bubble blow. I don't know why. It's just sometimes a specific chomp or whatever where maybe there's a bubble in the mouth and you
Yeah.
just hear like that loudest pop. But I didn't really know how to totally describe that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vuvuzela is an interesting one. Chief, you guys could do an entire history segment about that Vuvuzela phenomenon that went down.
Yeah.
I think it was just South Africa 2010.
Yeah, but it was just so bizarre because nobody knew what it was, and you just tuned into
Yeah.
the World Cup, and it was. Yeah. Okay, mine were okay. As somebody who's gotten into jogging and running over the last several months, when you're and this is a Castellani thing, and probably nobody else relates to it. When you're running through a suburban neighborhood and a dog just loudly barks right in your face and it just scares the shit out of you, that's one that came to mind. I'm I love animals, but that one definitely stood out. And then a big one, and this is something that I've grown to despise more, being somebody who's not from a big city and then having to travel to big cities. Construction noises, man. When
Yeah,
it's
that's a good one.
5:30 in the morning and you're sound asleep and you just hear that brrr, just going down, it's like, dude,
Yeah.
enough. And so those really
Construction noise are tough.
yeah, I probably should have gone with that over my family arguing, but those ones stand out. Besides that, I mean, I think I went with all the picks I wanted to go with, but yeah, those are the two.
Just got a couple more. Unprompted clapping could be annoying.
Clapping?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, fuck you, dude. You're Johnny Clap.
I know.
You sit
Yeah,
there and
you-
fucking clap for no reason.
I know.
You clapped
You're
2
famous
times
for a
already this
road clap.
podcast.
Yeah,
I
I was
know.
going to say.
Well, I know. I'm just saying. All right. I acknowledge it. All right. All right. We had a guy in
Tommy.
college.
Hey, Ed, I'll throw my voice on the list then if that makes you feel
We had a
better.
guy in college who would clap when everyone was hungover, and it would be like, "Dude, shut the fuck up! Stop clapping."
Undeserved clapping is one of the most annoying sounds.
Yeah.
It's what we had a whole conversation about it on Lights Camera Barstool about how shit movies got 8-minute standing ovations.
That's
It's like,
fucked.
well, first of all, nothing in the world deserves an 8-minute standing ovation.
Yeah.
Ever.
I don't think you should ever give a standing ovation in a theater. for a movie.
Yeah, I agree.
At a premiere or something.
I'd
though.
agree. I
If
agree,
the movie's
Chief.
good, okay, but
Yeah, but like
but
if
the
I'm in
people-
Crestwood a week after it got released and I'm watching,
Yeah.
like, no, I'm not standing
Sure,
up and
yes.
like Batman, fucking The Dark Knight, and everybody's on their feet. It's like this movie, fuck that.
Right, Christian Bale better be there. If
Right.
That's what I
Exactly.
mean.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Chief, yes.
Well, no, the
Yes,
one
I'm standing for him.
the movie we were talking about was that blonde movie where Ana de Armas played
Yeah,
Marilyn,
which was supposed to be bad. Yeah.
fucking terrible,
Yeah.
and it got like a 10-minute standing ovation. Like,
Which is
yeah,
crazy.
undeserved clapping. I think
What-
is a wonderful pick. Yeah,
You said random clapping? What? How would you categorize this
Like
one?
unprompted.
Unprompted clapping? Yeah.
Yeah, like if
okay.
you're just sitting in the office and someone's just like constantly clapping, like, you know. it's just,
unprompted,
all right.
hey, you'll be fine
Come
when
on.
you know things won't be fine. That's triggering. Keep
Come
going.
on.
Have you ever had an angry girl clap in your face in an argument?
No, you have though.
That's
Yeah,
That's
Chief
bad.
was at Earth Day.
is that a one clap thing, Chief, where it's just right in your face, just the
no,
right there,
no. It's
or
like,
is it multiple? Oh wow, okay.
oh yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, oh Jesus Christ. I mean, Tommy said the English accent, which I think was a joke, but in all seriousness, Eastern European languages are tough. They're tough on the ear.
I did think putting foreign languages would be a little problematic for the graphics.
Yeah,
So
we'll save those for honorable mention.
I mean, I do. Some British accents are really fucking annoying.
We had when I lived on Thomas Street, Ukrainian village. I had these two guys who were probably in their 40s, and they definitely worked like that 12 to 7 shift, and then they would come home and just house like 24-ounce cans of beer outside, like right outside my window, and I could never hear what they were saying or understand what they were saying, but they're just speaking in Ukrainian or Polish or something. That's a tough thing to have right outside your window at 6 a.m. Let's say that.
Couple more here. We kind of covered vomiting. CD skipping was always terrible back in the day.
Ooh.
Oh yeah,
That was awful. Couldn't skip that fast enough. Humming is pretty bad. If you're sitting at the office is quiet. You know, the person next to you is humming. Clicking of a pen could be annoying. And styrofoam.
You see, I think the pick you guys went with for the cardboard thing, that to me, that's what I thought like would be the
We
equivalent
need
of
better,
styrofoam.
and I'm
Yeah.
not trying to
Yeah.
shit on our company or our like shipping department or whatever, but we're obviously using faulty cardboard. Because the cardboard examples that Ed and I had tried to use,
Dude, I need
this
you-
is not legit
we need a
cardboard.
mulligan
This is
for
bullshit fucking cardboard. This is third floor, New York, margin, hungry,
Or is it
happy
good
hunting.
cardboard because
It
it's
might be-
not making the annoying noise?
Nah, dude, look at that. Look at that box. Just
Might be
sitting
good
there so
That is
misshapen.
a
That-
sad looking.
You're lucky
piece of
that box
cardboard.
was simply driven to a Midwest address.
Styrofoam's a good one. Yeah, that's kind of what like Chris
Yeah,
was saying.
that's
more
what I thought they were going for with the cardboard one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we spent all the money on this nice office, Tommy. What do you think?
Yeah, it's true.
All right. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Tommy.
Of course, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Happy to be
it.
on. Yeah, I love it.
Appreciate it. All right, everybody. That's it for today. Thank you for listening. We'll be back tomorrow. We will see you then.